I want to talk about conspiracy theory, and I love, like, this is like one of my favorite topics out there because I'm one of those people, like, if you have any sort of conspiracy, I automatically believe it. Like, Joe was giving me shit recently the other day. If anybody out there, I don't know if I'm going to seem like a loon here, but I actually fucking...
You are going to seem like a loon.
All right, well, somebody sent me something on MySpace about fluoride. And was basically telling me that, since I was a kid, you always heard, like, fluoride, it helps toughen up your enamel, and you won't get cavities.
They brought it to our classroom when we were kids, and you'd have to gargle with it every morning.
Jesus Christ.
I'm serious.
You're going to love to listen to this, because somebody sent me this shit saying that fluoride is actually a poison. And I'm literally using natural toothpaste now. Listen to this shit. This is the conspiracy, the fluoride conspiracy. At the end of World War II... I'm going to fucking skip through the most of this. Here's some guy, he's a fucking dude, and he was, okay, this guy, where am I? Okay, at the end of World War II, the U.S. government sent Charles Eliot Perkins, a research worker in chemistry, biochemistry, physiology, and pathology. So right there, the guy's getting no pussy, right? You can't read all those fucking books. That guy is just rubbing them out while he's reading. He's got a dick in a beaker. His big thing's a spooge on like a petri dish.
He just uses his load as his bookmark at the end when he's finished.
Oh yeah, he's got a microscope tickling his taint. All right. So anyways, this guy was in charge to take charge of the Farben chemical plants in Germany, and the German chemist is there. Listen to this. Told Perkins of a scheme where they had devised during the World War and had been adapted by the German general staff. The German chemist explained of their attempt to control the population in any given area through the mass medication of drinking water with sodium fluoride.
Right.
A tactic used in German and Russian prisoner of war camps to make prisoners stupid and docile.
Right. Now, here's what I want to know. Now, I'm...
Norbit, the #1 movie in the country right now.
Just to support our sources here, some of the information we're going to be talking about is coming out of the Rough Guide to Conspiracy Theories by James McAnachie and Robin Tudge, I guess is how that's pronounced. But in that book it says the same thing, that some believe that fluoride is a Nazi, communist, CIA, government ploy, blah, 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 blah. All the same shit you're talking about. Now, what I want to know, though, is...
It's not shit, dude. It's fucking true.
What I want to know is...
I believe it.
Well, this is what I want to know. Is that proven that Nazi and communist governments had actually done that, or is it just theorized that they had done that?
I got it right here in print, man.
Is that the gemstone file?
I got it, man. I got it right here. Dude, I'm saying, right, you walk around, have you seen just people, like the looks on them? You walk by a food court, that's fluoride, man. Everybody's sitting there with their fucking mouth hanging open.
I don't think that's fluoride. I think
like orange chicken.
I think that's mainstream mediocrity, but I wouldn't argue that the mainstream media has been purposely dumbed down to dumb down
Joe,
the public in the same way.
can you stick with one conspiracy here?
Well, I'm saying, you know what? I don't know how I feel about this one. I can't say that I don't believe that pumping fluoride into the water supply is a way to dumb down the public, but I don't know if that's been proven, is my point. Has anybody proven...
Let me ask you this. Do you think that they would do something like that?
It seems a little extreme. It seems a little...
I don't understand people who trust the government,
dude,
who actually think that they're going to do, like, money's involved. You take the average asshole, Joe. Listen to me.
I'm listening to you.
You take the average you got your face in the book.
No, just... Go ahead. I'm listening.
You take the average asshole, okay? Just a regular guy, whatever, right? You make him a bouncer. You give him a little bit of power, he immediately becomes a dick, right? So you get people up at the governmental level, that kind of power.
Yeah, but the bouncer doesn't start roofing everybody that walks through the door. So
no, he doesn't. But you know what he does? Like, they'll just beat the shit out of somebody just for the sake of it because they think it's funny.
I know a lot of bouncers that don't do that. So I mean, that's kind of a...
I know a bouncer who does do it. So that cancels out your fictitious bouncer that you just brought up.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the counter-argument.
Danny, let me ask you this. We need to bounce something off somebody. Let me, before you get into the counter over there, would you believe that that people would, that there was enough money and power involved that they would, you know, or whatever, just trying to control people, that they would actually put something in the water supply just to keep people kind of even-keeled?
Sure.
Absolutely.
I would definitely go there.
Why wouldn't you think that? Like... I think like fast food. I think those are all owned by the government. Like anytime the government fucks up, like McDonald's has like a new sandwich all of a sudden, just to kind of.
I mean, as far-fetched as it can sound to somebody, you know, it's perfectly plausible to another.
But then why can't Bill? Why can't you believe then? We had the argument the other day about the media, the mainstream media being dumb, and I said it's of certain people's opinions that it's good for morale for radio and television and movies to be mediocre, so you stay dumb, you stay in one place, you don't feel stupid, you actually feel superior to it. And you were like, do you actually believe that? Like you acted like it was the most ridiculous thing ever. So how can you believe?
Because you didn't have it in print, Joe.
I went
on the internet, and that's what I'm saying, Joe. The point of this, Joe, is I never look at the other side.
Okay.
All you got to do is just tell me some sort of conspiracy. If I read it, I fucking believe it. And now, after 30-something years of brushing with Crest, I said, fuck Crest. I actually called them up. I called up their office, and they said, hello, this is Crest. I said, yeah, this is Bill Burr. Fuck Crest. And the lady said, well, listen, I just answer the phones. This really isn't, you know, I didn't come up with it. I don't know why you're coming down on me. And I said, you know what, you're right. If you could pass that on to one of your higher-ups. I said, fuck Crest. And she promised me that she would. So now, I am now brushing with this.
This is the counter-argument.
I can't even... Aero Mare. It's an herbal toothpaste that includes the toothbrush
Christ.
trees, neem, and pilu.
Did that come free in a box of tampons?
I feel better.
Here's the counter-argument. It's important that we just lay out both sides of this. American Dental Association claims to have continuously endorsed fluoride in community water supplies. Environmental Protection Agency, the American Medical Association, the National Academy of Sciences all endorse the National Research Council fluoride review.
That's all governmental
which
shit.
is cited by doctors, dentists, researchers, public health officials, and it underlies that the safety of fluoride, the benefits of putting fluoride in the water.
I give you a big phooey on that.
Dentists aren't. What does a dentist have to? You know, they're not linked to the government. It's a fucking. Your dad's a dentist, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but he didn't do any research on fluoride. He just fucking showed up.
Well, neither did we.
I did. I actually did research on this one too. Dude, don't you understand that a fucking dentist? First of all, he's not a goddamn scientist. He's not going to be out on a lake with one of those little glass things, shaking it, doing that shit, right? Trying to figure out stuff. Okay.
Why on a lake? Why would he be? Why is he on a
water
lake?
supply, a reservoir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
So what I'm saying, dude, is that someone who becomes a dentist is no different than someone who went to customer service.
Yeah.
You're not striking out on your own. Like I'm gonna cut my own path. You're basically you're a cubicle. You don't have a cubicle, but.
I agree with that point, but my point is also what I'm saying is also, in addition to that, is that also means a dentist has no idea to be part of the conspiracy. You know what I mean? And I think it takes a.
I think it's in the books. The government approves the books. They read the books. Everybody's been paid. They've been paid back in the day. Somehow it goes back to the Rockefellers. Let's talk to Brendan here on line 7.
Okay.
Brendan from Wisconsin. What do you think about what I'm thinking? You know, do you think I'm an idiot for switching to Aeromare?
Bill, you have no idea. You have no idea how right you are. It was 1984. I had hosted a German student in '82 at my house. My family did, and so after I graduated, I went to Germany. I used to catch total hell because my feet would stink. You'd wear socks and leather shoes in summer, and they took me to this old family doctor, take me in the back way into the hospital, and he gives me formaldehyde to mix in like a 4-to-1 ratio. Soak your feet in this for 3 days, everything will be fine. But while we're sitting there talking to this guy, the father of the family we stayed with was kind of a connected government official type guy, and we get to talking about with Dr. Tony about different ways that the German government used chemical treatments to control their population, and exactly what you're talking about, sodium fluoride, came up. He was one of the guys that administered the program. This is absolutely true, and he said it was one of the greatest things they ever did to get compliance in the early 30s and all throughout the 30s. It made the entire rise of the Third Reich completely possible.
This is with using sodium fluoride, and
sodium fluoride.
And I know there's different. I read up on this different kinds of fluoride, but this is like the fluoride that's allegedly like in toothpaste.
My point is this, though, with that, if the Third Reich actually did it, right,
Yes.
You know, I mean, did fluoride make the fucking Third Reich possible, or did the guns and smashing the shop windows and shooting people and massive fucking homicides make the Third Reich?
Well,
I mean,
if you go back to the 1933 Reichstag fire, all that set in motion had to have a base of control underneath it. You needed to be able to have that fear take root. Kind of sounds similar to 2001 when Bill Hicks used to always do his rant about American gladiators. Go back to bed, America. You have the freedom to do what we tell you. And the whole deal about you know, how we're so dumbed down by our television today, when they want to do these things and make us fearful of our government and then enact horrific laws to take over our freedoms, it's almost a replay of the whole thing from 60, 70 years ago.
So Brent, all right, Brent, thanks for calling in. Okay, so we got a guy. We actually got a guy calling in. He's probably being insulted the way I described dentists. We got Joe from Maryland calling uninformed. Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa, who actually is a dentist. What's going on, Joe?
Hey,
guys, I was just you know, the fluoride thing, you said it was a poison, and that's true in large amounts, but so is almost any medication you would take. So, you know, you're not going to stop taking Motrin for a headache just because if you take a whole bottle of it, it's going to kill you.
What I read here was it says that, you know, if you actually put it on your teeth, it might be a good thing, but it's not meant to be ingested, and they have it in, that it's not, they have it in the drinking water. It's not like it's just like in toothpaste. They also have it in the drinking water, which, according to this conspiracy, is saying that it's used to, you know, keep the basically the population stupid and docile. What did they tell you when you went to dental school? Did they ever bring up fluoride? Did they have some chick come out with hot legs dressed like a tooth, and they just kind of fucking put fluoride on? He said, "All right, fluoride's a good thing." Did you ever know anybody who did any, like, because I'm seriously asking, because I got totally freaked out and I switched to this natural toothpaste because, I don't know, I get freaked out by shit like that.
You might feel smart, but you're going to have a hell of a lot of cavities to deal with.
I have no cavities.
Well that's because you just switched.
Yeah, but how do you know? You've done no research on natural toothpaste.
Well, that's not exactly true. I have done research, but, you know, it just is part of my dental school training. I did some research, not particularly on that subject.
Yeah, but he's in the Matrix, man.
I've read a lot.
This guy's in the Matrix.
I agree with what he's saying, man. It's large doses of anything. Look, perfect example of what we're talking about. This guy's bringing up. Not this guy. The last guy was bringing up 2001. So let's talk about current situation in the United States. Has fluoride in the water prevented anybody in our country from yelling out against Bush and reacting negatively against his policies and the war in Iraq and all that stuff? Nobody's sitting at home going, "Okay, we'll go to war." Like, it's, you know, like nobody's doing that. So I don't see. I don't know. I don't see what it's doing.
I think it's. That was a fantastic impression of somebody stupid. Sodium alone is poison, this guy's saying. We got some people on my side. Let me just actually talk. I just want to talk to maybe some regular people if they decided to switch or something, because I'm like totally freaked out. The same way I got freaked out by like antiperspirant. It's like you're literally putting a chemical on your body that stops you from sweating. How the fuck is that health? I mean, right, just common sense. That's fucked up.
I understand
it's like those
that.
pink. You ever see those pink snowballs with the mushrooms inside that people eat? It's like why would
snowballs.
You? Yeah, why would you eat that fucking thing? It's wrong. On like it's like yeah, but it's coconut covered pig assholes.
Why would you eat an apple that's been sprayed with preservatives? You know, did you ever see 28 Days
I know.
Later?
I'm trying to go to the organic stores. I'm buying into all this shit, Joe. Buying into all of it. All right, let's talk to G-String. G-String, what's up, man? You're on Uninformed.
Yeah, hey, well, there's a couple of ways you can tell if fluoride's bad for you. Look at the material data handling safety sheet on it, and that comes from, like, our government, and it'll tell you, like, 1/10 of a grain or something, and it's permeable to the brain just by, like, near brain, like, it's into you. Anyway.
Yeah, like affects your thyroid or something like that? See, Joe, that's what I'm saying, like they don't do it enough so everybody fucking dies. They do it just enough. So just enough people are, as you say, sitting on the fucking couch, Joe, and you go on the road, man, and you perform, and when you look out, dude, you can't feel, people are getting dumber.
I know, but then why am I not that way
town.
then?
Because you don't brush your teeth, Joe.
Shut down right
I've been meaning to tell you about your breath.
But you know,
there's a town shut down because of fluoride poisoning right near you guys called Love Canal. A place where people won't live called Love Canal, where they're actually repopulating now, but it's like right near Niagara.
Okay, you really need to look that up. Well, Niagara made it seem kind of true. There's actually a town called Love Canal.
Love Canal. It's called a town called Love Canal. It's a Superfund site. If you look up Superfund, Google Superfund Love Canal.
Oh well, Jesus Christ! I mean,
all right.
But if it's a Superfund site, you know, that's a whole nother fucking issue with health, the healthiness of the area to live.
All right, here's somebody who's believing you. Okay, Mike in New Jersey, line 5. Mike, what's up, man? You think I'm nuts?
Yeah, you're a little nuts, dude, because look at it this way. The world's pretty fucked up right now as it is, so the fluoride ain't working. And I got one question. Why don't people start putting it in, Kentucky Fried Chicken and grape soda? Because that would solve some
Can I address your first point? Can I address your first point? The world is fucked up for a lot of people who are under the thumb of a lot of people, but the world is fucking great now for a very select few who are making a shitload of money.
Well, I agree with that. I believe in that. I mean, so that's why I'm so torn on this. I don't like how we had to go racist on it, though.
What do you say?
Why aren't they putting fluoride in Kentucky Fried Chicken and grape soda? It's.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Why does everybody have to go racist? I don't understand.
It's a little, I don't know what it is.
Just as
okay. Here's a guy who wants to ease my mind. Is that Arkansas? Scott, what's up, man? You gonna ease my mind about fluoride? Because I'm telling you, man,
yeah.
I'm freaking out about this shit.
Hey, well, and you're not crazy because that's what that propaganda machine does. That's what they feed off of. And half these people that are saying fluoride's bad are selling stuff that is going to help you rid your body of this fluoride. And I'm a dentist, and fluoride. Hey, it's in the earth, it's in the water, and when they fluoridate,
put in the water.
Drinking water.
All right, time out. It was put in the water. It was put in the water.
Okay, what they actually do is they're adjusting the naturally occurring levels of fluoride to a beneficial level. If you go out to the ocean, you test a sample of that, there's going to be fluoride in the ocean.
Well, there's a bunch of different kinds of fluoride. Are you saying there's sodium fluoride?
I really don't know the answer to that question.
And you know what? I got to respect for you the fact that you didn't say that, because you know what? I only half knew about that, too, because I just read it, so I was really going on a limb. So we're both a couple of fucking idiots, which really is what this show is.
But he raises an interesting point with the whole fear and consumption argument of these companies that are, it's just like when.
But dude, it's propaganda on both sides.
I know, but I'm just supporting that side of it.
Right.
But it's just like with health food when it was like all of a sudden it was like, hey everybody, steak and most meat is bad for you, so come into this health food vegan-y place and be charged up your ass for a fucking salad with nuts in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I see what you're saying.
All right, Scott. Thanks for calling. Here's a guy a little more hardcore. Go to line 8. Hey, Tom in Connecticut. What's up, man? You're on Uninformed. What's going on?
You are a moron. There's one pipe that goes into the Pentagon that isn't affected with the fluoride water. What do you think? What happens with this conspiracy people when they go on vacation? Do they take their own unfluoride water with them?
All right, slow down.
Where are the people that run this conspiracy?
Oh, that's what. Okay, I know what you're saying. That was the one where I should have prefaced this with, I always believe, 80% of the theory, a conspiracy theory. Then I think the person's a moron. Or I think, or...
Because it can't work.
What? Well, what the fuck? You know everything? I don't like how you're speaking in...
I know more
I live in Connecticut.
Jesus Christ, no.
You know what? Why don't you go sit on a tube of fucking fluoride? Go fuck yourself. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, well, put the fluoride in the water. Who's doing it?
Well, the suspicion is that the government is doing it. That's the conspiracy part.
Where do they get their water from?
Why the fuck are you so angry?
Yeah, why are you yelling? Why can't you just make your points?
I listen to Bill Burr spew this shit day after day whenever he co-hosts for Jim Norton. I got to sit next to him and he fucking bullshits 20 fucking different conspiracies.
He said I got to sit next to him.
I don't know what he's talking about. Okay,
is this somebody from...
No, I love this guy. Let me ask you a question. Can you at least give me one... Not one. You said 20. I've said 20 different conspiracy theories. I want to hear... rattle off 7 of them.
One's the World Trade Center. You've talked about that one.
I never talked about that one.
this conspiracy with that stupid book that you
did.
recommended, with that fucking guy that traveled around with the oil conspiracy.
Did you read it?
I read half of it. I read enough of it. I read as much as Anthony read.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
And then you have to, there's another...
No. Tell me about the book. Tell me about the book. You read the book. I want to hear about it.
The oil guy? He wants to be some fucking secret agent. He was some
Tell me about the book.
Low-level government worker.
Tell me. You're not telling me about the book. You didn't read the book.
All right, okay. It's written by this guy who is this low-level fucking government worker that wants to be this hero, so he talks like he's a secret agent. Meanwhile, he was a paper.
No, this is your opinion. This is your opinion on the book. You're not even saying what.
My opinion.
You're not saying what it's about, sir.
The book stunk. I read it like a...
All right, hang on. All right, Tom. You know what, Tom? You have to keep calling in. I'm loving you hating me.
No, you know something? You all the time have these conspiracy theories. Tell me where the fucking fluoride water isn't that the government, they can drink it.
First of all,
he makes it.
Can you just fan yourself for half a second? First of all, I said I get like 80% of the way, and dude, I definitely thought, well, the guys putting it in the water also have kids who are going to be drinking water, and I brought that up, but maybe I didn't bring it up here.
Yeah.
Like, I brought that up, but I didn't feel the need to yell at it. There, angry guy, angry Tom in Connecticut.
You changed your toothpaste for it. You actually were proactive because of some bullshit story that you actually believed.
Dude, it's 50 fucking 50. The way I look at it.
I gotta jump.
Stupid.
I gotta jump in with
this. I like how this guy is not a scientist on any level, yet he knows everything.
I'm a scientist.
I gotta jump in. Hold on, wait. I gotta jump in with this. It's just too perfect of a time because this guy is railing Bill for how paranoid he is. I was over Bill's house one day, and you know those games they have like at the top of the MySpace page, Danny, right? Yeah. Where it's like you play it with your mouse, and it's like beat the rabbit in a race and win an iPod. And you have to click the mouse.
Really, like those terrible Flash games.
Bill is playing it. And I'm standing there watching him, and he turns, he goes, you know, these fuckers, you know who makes these games? Is the fucking companies that make the mouse. And that way I fucking keep clicking it, and I break the fucking mouse, and I gotta go buy a new mouse, because I'm trying to beat I'm trying to win a fucking PlayStation 3, and I just go, dude, you are out of your fucking mind.
But dude, I'm only like 80%. All right, Tom, you've yelled at me enough. Call in a month, dude. You gotta save that anger, dude.
After party. I will see you at the after party.
All right.
Okay,
Come
all right.
down.
I'll buy you a drink, all right? All right, Tom, thanks for listening and yelling at me.
Douchebag.
You know what? I gotta admit, I do deserve a lot of that, because I definitely get, like paranoid. But, dude, you gotta also admit, like, you've seen, like, these cigarette ads, how, like, that Joe Camel, they try to make his nose look like some sort of, it was a cock or something like that.
Stop it.
You don't believe in that shit? Like, the subliminal shit? You don't believe in any of that?
What was making his nose...
Huh?
His nose looks like a cock. So what does that have to do with it? I mean, I've heard that, but I've never understood why that would make you want to buy cigarettes. Because his nose looks like a dick.
Look, I'm not saying whether it works or not, but dude,
what's the reasoning behind that? I'm asking you.
I don't know, dude. I didn't do like I didn't do the advertisement, but I can give you one that they actually did admit to. Like back in the day, like when they would show you films in the movie theater, they would quickly flash like food or something like that, and it would subliminally get in your fucking head, and you'd go out and go do it. So I'm not even saying the shit works, but if they try to do stuff like that, and to sit there and if you see some of the horrific shit that leaders of the world have done to their own, Saddam dropped poison on his own fucking people. Why wouldn't they slide just a little bit in there just to keep everybody kind of mellow?
Dude, it's not unbelievable. It's not, but I mean the strong argument is. And it actually came from that guy, which is if they're the ones putting it in the water, then they have to drink it too. You know?
Yo, I gotta bring that up. I didn't realize that. Okay, thanks for coming down. That was Anthony.
We'll go to line 6.
Anthony was calling in, that son of a bitch.
I thought that
Anthony.
That was Anthony. That wasn't Tom from Connecticut.
Dude, you fucking. Oh, is this somebody telling me that's not Anthony?
Dude.
Yeah, Billy, you sit next to him all the time. You should know it's Anthony.
He said in the call, I sit next to you and got to listen to this shit every day. I leaned over and I go, is this fucking Norton or somebody? Like, I thought that too.
Oh, I was just literally like, this guy's calling me a douchebag, so I went on fuck you mode. So I wasn't even listening to details.
I think he was fucking with you.
No, he wasn't. He was fucking with me in that he wasn't letting me know it was him, but he meant everything that he said. I should have known it was him when it was the same, when he had read the exact same portion of the book. Like, the guy's a fucking douchebag.
Well,
that's hilarious.
Either way, we'll be at the after party tonight, right? And you know, come on down. After party.
Maybe Tom from Connecticut can show up. That's fucking hilarious.
Come on,
son of a bitch.
He even said it. He goes, "I'll see you at the after party." And Danny told us after party that he was coming. So.
Well, a lot of other listeners said that they were coming. That doesn't make you Anthony.
Nobody said it.
No, one other person said that they were coming.
Did we get one that's coming? Oh, that's great.
Right. Evidently, I'm a jackass, and I can't recognize the voice of a guy who I sit next to. I don't remember arguing about 9/11. You know what it is? A lot of times I don't listen to Anthony. I just zone him out. I find him to be very boring. He's just like a well-read redneck. That's all he is. You know what I mean? And he's got a wonderful car, and I'm really going to take my apartment key and scratch it tonight if he shows up to the after party.
It's hilarious.
All right, man. Thanks for listening.
After party.
We'll be back in a minute.
Excellent. The social leap.
Yes.
What's the social leap?
I'll tell you all about it.
Please do.
Okay. So the story that I want to tell is basically how we got here, how we became human. And so that story begins about 6 or 7 million years ago when our ancestors left the rainforest. And so the question is, why would they leave and how would they survive once they left? And that's what the social leap is. So it takes a second to get it all out there, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the story. So if you look back about 7 million years, our ancestors and chimps, we had a common ancestor at about that point in time, 6 or 7 million years ago. And that common ancestor, we don't know exactly what it looked like, but it was, from all we can tell, it was awfully close to today's chimps. And so if you look at chimps today, you can get a pretty good sense of what life was like then. And chimps today are really interesting. They're basically at the top of the food chain in the rainforest. They're super fast up in the trees, super athletic, and because they travel in groups, even amazing tree climbers like leopards won't try to attack them in trees. It's just, they're too dangerous, too fast. But if you look at a chimp on the ground, it can't even lock its knees. It's this kind of cute little stumbling along thing. And then the question is, why would an animal that runs a show in the canopy leave the rainforest for the savanna, and then how would it survive once it did that? And that's the story of this book, and then how that manifests itself to where we are today. So really my goal, I'm a psychologist, I want to understand why we are the way we are. And so in trying to figure that out, I said, well, let's take a look back all the way to our common ancestors and see some of the key events and how they might have had an influence on how we are today. So the first question is, why would we leave the trees, right? Here we are, we're dominant position, we're food on the ground. Why would we ever take that risk? And the basic story there is the Great African Rift Valley. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it at all, but basically it runs down from up at the Red Sea down to the coast of Mozambique. And you can think of it like a geographic zipper. You know, all the world sits on these tectonic plates, and sometimes they crash into each other, like how India is smashing into Asia and creates the Himalayas. Sometimes they literally tear apart. And Africa's tearing apart at the Great African Rift Valley. So that plate that has Somalia and Ethiopia, Tanzania, Kenya, that's moving off to the lower right. The rest of Africa is moving off to the upper left. And I got no idea why. It's been going on for quite a while. But one of the consequences of that is that the East Africa is starting to rise up slowly, bit by bit. And when it rises up, the rainforests dry out. And so basically what you have is a situation where our ancestors were on the east side of that Rift Valley, and it started to dry out, and now they're in a situation where they've got this great lifestyle, they're a dominant position, but now they're forced out onto the ground increasingly more and more because there's more and more ground and less rainforest. And so how do they survive that? What do they do in order to make that work?
And this is what period of time is this? How many millions of years ago?
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Does this coincide with when was the jump of the human brain size, where it doubled?
Oh, we'll get to that. So it's a super interesting question about why that happened as well. So basically, if you track us across the next 3 million years, how did our ancestors survive when they're basically chimpanzees on the open savanna? And you can get a hint of how they did it because there's one chimpanzee group that does live on the savanna in Senegal, and they show some differences between themselves and other chimps. They travel in slightly larger groups. They share more nicely with each other, which is interesting. That's kind of a human trait as well. And they also avoid open space. Like they're just kind of trying to stay near the trees as much as possible. And so, and if you look at other apes, they're not apes, but other primates that are on the savanna, like savanna baboons, they're only monkeys, so they're not as sharp as chimpanzees are, but they have a similar strategy, large groups to try to protect themselves and lots of eyes to look out for predators. And they do fine on the savanna. And so what I suspect happened is for the first few million years, basically what you've got is this chimp-like animal that's kind of skirting the edges of the savanna, nowhere near the top dominant position they used to be, and just kind of noodling around. And that takes, I suspect that takes us for about the first 3.5 million years. And if you look at who we are then, we're Australopithecus afarensis. So it's, if you looked at one of them, you'd think it belongs in a zoo. It looks almost like a chimpanzee. And so a chimp brain, in answer to the first part of your question, is about 380 grams. An Australopithecus brain is about 450 grams. So 3 million years of evolution, and all we've got for it is 70 grams. So why do we get so smart? Why do we take off in the next few million years? And what is it that Australopithecus did that helped us survive, and why do I call that the social leap? That's all kind of tied together. And the basic story is that by this point, Australopithecus has become bipedal. And we can talk about how that happened if you'd like. And so because they're bipedal, their waist is now stretched out. Their musculature, like if you look at chimpanzee pecs, they aim upward because, of course, chimps climb in all the time. Australopithecus is more lateral, like we are. We're basically completely lateral because things are side to side as far as we're concerned. It's harder to climb a tree, but it's a whole lot easier to do a lot of other things. And we have much more limber shoulder. We have much more limber wrist, all that sort of thing. And a lot of that was in place by Australopithecus. So once they became bipedal, they gained a lot of these qualities. And then the question is, why do those qualities matter? Well, if you watch a chimpanzee throw, it's terrible at it. Even though they're stronger than you and I are pound for pound by a sizable margin, when they throw, they're inept, they can't aim very well, and they typically use 2 hands because they're not lined up well to throw. If you watch a really good thrower, like a gridiron, a football player, a baseball player, or hunter-gatherer throw, it's a full body motion. You step forward with the other leg, there's this rotation, in the very last minute you bring your wrist through. Well, what that does is it creates an enormous amount of elastic energy across your muscles, tendons, and ligaments. And the end of that throw for a human is like the snapping of a rubber band. So chimps can't do that. They're not lined up properly. But Australopithecus got to the point where they could probably do that pretty well. And so now, and that's purely a byproduct of bipedalism because it stretched out their whole body, and they're not climbing as much anymore, so their musculature is more lateral, which would have been helped them for throwing. So now you get to a point where they have access to the single most important military invention in history, which is the capacity to kill at a distance. So if you and I are running around the savannah and a lion attacks us and we got 50 of our best friends, we could kill it with our bare hands, but a lot of us are going to die in the process, right? Because
you think 50 of us could kill a lion?
Let's make it 100.
Someone think even 100 of us could kill a lion?
It would, with a bunch of knives and shit.
If I was a lion, I'd be super confident.
Yeah, you wouldn't worry.
100 people.
You wouldn't worry very much, but even if we could, so we knew what we're doing, we're all armed with knives. Whoever goes in first is screwed.
Right.
And so the capacity to kill at a distance, though, allows a larger force of weaker individuals to easily defeat a stronger individual.
Right.
And so once they gain this capacity to throw, if they were attacked by lions or something like that, whereas in the past they'd have just scattered for the trees, now they could throw stones at it and defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, an Australopithecus throwing rocks at a lion is going to be in the belly of a slightly annoyed lion in about 3 minutes, right?
Right.
But 50 Australopithecines throwing rocks at lions is a totally different story. And so the idea here is the throwing hypothesis, that what changed everything was throwing. And the reason it changed everything is that it was the first reason why we should have any effective collective action. Because it's not a good strategy when you're on your own. It's not a good strategy if I do it and the rest of the group heads for the trees, but it's a great strategy if we all do it together. And so for the first time in history, the group's goals, in our history, in our line, the primate line, the group's goals aligned with the individual goals, which is let's cooperate and work together to try to drive away these predators. Now, if you look at a lion and you look at someone throwing rocks, it still seems like a really big ask, right? To drive that thing away or kill it throwing rocks. And so, but Barbara Isaac, who was one of the first anthropologists to propose this hypothesis quite a while ago, went back and looked through the historical record, and these extraordinary stories of how effective people are throwing rocks. And so when the Portuguese went to the Canary Islands to try to subjugate it, they rock up with, armor, guns, crossbows, and this is in the 14-something, and all the locals were armed with was stones. And despite the fact that the Portuguese are there in army, trained, ready to shoot, and in their armor, they were just decimated by the local.
Hello.
Locals throwing rocks at them. And this story has happened over and over again. And when you read these accounts, they're extraordinary. I can read you some examples from here. They just...
Are you talking?
I see you had it going in the show, so decided to jump in. Spend a few minutes with you over here. Why not?
Yeah.
You're doing good last couple of days, P-Mars. I mean, you always do good. Some trolley days than others, but you're right, man. I appreciate you. You're like the hangout savior.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very cool how Nathan was treating that guy.
It was so bad the other day with that fight the flatter guy was throwing the hangout public. Oh my god, that's one of the worst I've seen.
Shit. Yeah, that guy was a dickhead. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you, loud and clear. Yeah, I see you were sitting in there. So is he trying to say something? Like you drop and now you're good.
Yeah, that fight the flat Earth guy was a dick.
I know, man. That was crazy. And when Channel Q, right? That's her name, Q. Q jumped in and started trolling him with the flatter. I go like, oh, I know where this is going. You guys did good.
He was.
Go ahead.
Well, he was mad at her before she even said one word. It was kind of weird. Where I don't understand why flat Earth makes people so pissed off. Nathan today was acting the same way. That's why, it makes me angry to hear Nathan treat someone like that. The guy in this panel was being very respectful and patient, and Nathan was being awful to him, and it made me angry. And when the guy was being awful to Channel Q as well, and so I felt it's like I gotta tell people like that off, I guess. I feel like I don't like to see people getting bullied. Like, I don't. It fucking upsets me, man, to see that shit.
I can understand you. It was yeah. I see your point. It was like the total opposite of Nathan. Sometimes he's really cool, but sometimes he go like, "Come on, join you fucking globetards or whatever." So that's the same with that flatter guy, the flatter guy. He go like, come here, flat earthers. I'm gonna call the idiots you are and fucking morons and shit. I was like seeing the total opposite, one spectrum to another. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really creepy how Nathan wants to force people to agree or whatever. That's so weird. Or he kicks them. I don't understand why people just can't have different, believe what they want to believe and all that.
It's entertaining. It's good when the people that joins are given a little more slack to speak up or whatever. He did really good today, Nathan. He hung on in there. He go like, "Oh, guys, I agree with him. I'll let him talk." And then something click on Nathan. He go like, "Oh, you fucking moron!" And I go like, "Oh, there we go, man." It was hilarious, in one part.
Probably because the guy, like, he gets mad when people know, like, the guy was right and Nathan was wrong, and he gets mad when people are. He doesn't mind when Rumpus, because like Rumpus will freak out. But I think Nathan doesn't like it when like this guy was just patient and respectful and nice. I don't know. I think the guy made Nathan look really fucking creepy, and then the guy was right. Nathan's totally wrong. Everything Nathan says is wrong. So it's unbelievable.
I neither agree or disagree. That's your opinion. But the guy, Laurie, yeah, he sounds like the English is not his first language either. But he's good on speaking. He got
I didn't listen to much
the dialect.
Of that part.
He got the semantics going.
I just listened to the end with the guy. The guy's name is, I know him as Kosho. I've heard that guy before.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about science. Nathan knows fuck all about science. Nathan even said the shape of the Earth isn't science, and then he's like wants to talk about science. So he's just a total fraud. Yeah, what were they arguing
you did
about?
good.
The guy was right. Like they're not making assumptions about what I can't remember what R and all that stuff. It's not an assumption. It's a measurement. And they measured.
But on the point they were nailing is that Christine Huygens is the one that came up with the distance to the sun because of the transit of Venus, if I'm not mistaken. But in the citation in the original papers, it say that they made a guess on Venus being the same size as Earth. That's why the angular size and the transit measurements or whatever, everything added up. They say, all right, so let's say Earth is the same size as Venus. So therefore is this distance because of the transit and the angular size or whatever bullshit. But as for today, what we know, what we are taught, Venus is a totally different size of Earth, but they still left the same distance as before was assumed, So it's a little, something is off there.
Let's see what. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
I liked your video on Simon Dan. Yeah, when you I don't know in what chat you were like, oh, check my video on Simon Dan. I actually did, as I was working nighttime. I didn't see any visuals. I don't know if you put anything, but I got it. I listened to shows just on the phone of my pocket. And it was good. You were blasting him because, yeah, he's full of shit. He's taking some no-namers with some crazy claims or whatever, and then he's just regurgitating shit to debunk him. Things that he really don't know. He just learned it and read it and just take it and spew it back. He said, oh, he's debunked because this is what we all know. But, yeah, really, we all don't know that. He just take it,
Yeah.
Pete, what's up, Pete? Only you?
Jose's on Discord, my Discord.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a bunch of people here. Just you and I. Hey, Pete, man.
I read the chat, like, open hangout or whatever.
And stuff.
Come on the here, Jose. Come on the hangout.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on my mobile.
Should I send you Should I post the link here?
Yeah, can you
should I message
PM
it to you? Yeah.
Yeah, PM me on Discord. Yeah, easier.
Yeah.
Easier to do on my mobile phone. I hang up.
Pete, were you just talking to Jose, or was that directed at me?
Yeah, Jose, I was in Discord chat. I gave him the link for this.
Yeah, I'm here now.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Eric is here too. What's up, Eric?
Yeah, not much. Just debating on whether I should just drive down to the city right now, and I gotta be there at 9 o'clock and do some fucking shit. So, fucking New York.
How long of a drive, and then you drink it too?
Yeah, I can drink and drive. It's okay. And then I'm drinking too, just one beer. How long of a drive?
You got like 20 minutes.
No, man, I'm central New York, like down to the city. It's about, with no traffic at night, it'd probably be 3.5 hours door to door, like Midtown Manhattan to my house. Regular traffic about 4.5.
Shit, hate those trips, long trips, over an hour long. Hate them.
Yeah, I know. I rented a car. I rented a nice luxury car this time, just to fucking feel some pleasure.
You got the shield check, huh? Today?
Oh, yeah. So we were just talking with Jim, Vegan Goy, and I know who Pete hates him, but what's his name? The Christian guy, Travis.
You don't like Travis P?
Yeah, he's got a bullshit court.
Yeah, I don't
traffic
really like Travis.
Bullshit. No, I know. Come on, Pete, man, dude. I know I said some bad stuff to you, but man, you piss me off too sometimes.
Dude, you went out. You were just like talking shit to me for a long time. Like, it called me a tofu boy over and over again for days.
But you kind of are, man. But you can be better. You can be better than that. Anybody can be better.
Eric, why did you call out P on start talking shit about if he would been with a girl or been a virgin or some shit like that?
Because I don't. What?
I'm confused too.
I think Pete needs to get out into the world a bit.
You know, P and I, P Mars, you have insulted me and you have telling me that, but I don't take it personal. I take it as one of those outrageous shit. I appreciate you, man. You know, I still chat with you, and they got no beef or nothing with you. You're all right, man, in my book.
You've said some dumb shit to me though, but it's okay, and I don't really take it personal. But Pete, man, you need to get out in the world a bit. That's just, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not true, but it seems like you need to get out in the world. Like Jose, you know, he moved moved across the country and shit like that. That shit's awesome, dude. Like, Pete, it might help you, like doing something like that.
Mm. Well, I lived in New Zealand for 2 years.
Really? Whereabouts? North or south?
Christchurch on the South Island. Before the earthquake.
Pretty nice down there.
I kind of lived in a swamp, but on the other side of the island, it was a temperate rainforest. It was pretty.
How'd you do that? Like, what'd you do that for?
I met a girl playing poker online actually, and we talked for like a year, and she invited me to come. Yeah, she invited me to come stay with her, so I said, "Oh, sure."
Did you shag any sheep, bro?
No, I was living with this girl.
All right. I don't know. Kiwis they like shagging sheep and shit. So
yeah.
Pretty beautiful country though, wasn't it? Fucking cleaner than dog shit, man. That shit is like the most cleanest place I've ever seen. Like the water, the air, it's amazing.
Yeah, I went to this place called Fox Glacier, and when we were walking up to the glacier, there was a place where water was flowing off the mountain, and it was clean enough where we could just you could fill your water bottles and just drink it straight.
Yeah, no worries whatsoever, man. It's freaking pristine.
Probably no fluoride in it. So Vegan Goy is a no-show tonight?
Well, we were just on Skype, him and Travis and I. We weren't doing a debate or arguing or ranting. We were just talking about court proceedings and things to do there.
Oh God.
It works, bro, man. It does. It works.
Yeah, gets you in more trouble. That's how it works. That guy's probably
Not
a cop.
really. Not really. It's worked pretty good for me, man. There's a lot of shit I don't obey, and the government leaves me alone. How do you account for that?
I mean, I seen the movie Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo, and you watch that shit, it makes it seem like you don't have to pay income tax, and then I tried to debate that shit with people, but I found out that it's just a bunch of bullshit.
Income tax is pretty hard. The way you have to do it is, well, you know,
Right.
if you get a job, it's pretty hard because, how do I say it? Like when you get a regular job, like the way that it's all hooked up into the system. But my whole life, I've had my own tax ID number. So anytime I work for a company, whether it's just like part-time or full-time, like a project, I don't sign an employer contract. I do a contractor, independent contractor. So they don't.
Dude,
file.
I'm live streaming. You might not want to talk about
That's okay.
shit.
That's okay. That's okay. This is legal stuff, dude. This is
All
just
right.
other. This is what I'm trying to explain is just because you work for somebody doesn't mean there's only one form of contract. Like, you know, I'm the employer and you're the employee. That's the common thing. But, you know, I can be the business owner and you, Pete, can be an independent contractor. You understand?
Okay.
You can still do the same duties and stuff, but it's just a slightly different contractor. Just a slightly different contract between you and I.
So no need to present any like social security number and shit.
No, what you would present is your business name, and that's about it. And they just pay, you know, hey, pay this into my account. Okay, but you have a tax ID number as opposed to a social. So you see, when you're an employee, you have to present your social security number. Whereas, if I'm a contractor, I just give you my bank account, my name. Okay, and then the government has a tax ID number that is attached to my business rather than me as an employee. But this is perfectly legal. You can look it up. Like just how Google how to file a doing business as. So you can turn like Jose Gonzalez. You can register Jose Gonzalez maybe 2842 as a sole proprietor. Like you're just a one-man business. You understand?
Really?
Yeah, you can. Totally.
I think a lot of the Freeman on the land information on YouTube will just get people into trouble more. It's like I think when you deal with a cop, they teach you to kind of give the cop a hard time. I think it's best to just do what the cop says and get out of the
I
situation.
agree. That's agree. I mean, the last thing you want to do, if you want to be like a quote anarchist, the last thing you want to do is like be on the side of a road with a guy with a taser and a gun and a radio for backup and dogs, K9 units.
Yeah. Well, I seen there's this one woman. She was kind of a part of all of that, and she had a video where she was arguing with the cop when she got pulled over for a traffic violation or whatever it was, and then she ended up getting into some altercation where the cops came to her residence, and she was resisting letting them in and all that shit, and she ended up getting shot and killed. It's.
Yeah, no, I would never suggest that anybody gets into philosophical or
fighting with the cop isn't. The cop isn't the system. Like fighting with the cop, he's just like doing his job, right? You know, you don't want to fight with the cop.
Yeah, but they're pretty scumbaggy, but they're
they are. I don't like cops, but I hate cops.
And they are violent, dude, and they've got weapons. They've got weapons, and
they're
plus
a gang. They're a legal gang.
Blue ISIS. I have a sticker on my thing. I just say Blue ISIS in my car.
But you just gotta be like, if you're in a situation where they can fuck with your life, it's just smart. I think a good strategy to be nice to them and polite.
It's better to do it in the court. If you want to play this game, it's better to do it in the courts.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
Want to be on the side of the road.
I wouldn't even do it in the court, but at least doing something in the court makes more sense than arguing with the police officer. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but then again, there's a line. Like, did you see that whole thing with that black woman and somewhere like got raped by these cops? Like, literally, fucking. I don't know. Like, I've told my daughter, like, never.
Exactly. Shit fell again, man.
You know, even if somebody's behind you with lights, never pull over in a dark side of the road. You always pull over into a gas station. I'm sorry, man, because I know women that have been pulled over in parts of the country with by fake police and gotten raped on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So fuck that. And cops know that. A good cop will know that you shouldn't, even for their own safety. Because, I mean, a cop doesn't know if I have a gun or something or I'm crazy. So, I mean, even a cop and the driver, both parties should want to be in a public lit area. That's just common sense for both sides, I would say.
That's a pretty good. It's a pretty fucked up thing to do, is pretend to be a cop, but it's a good trick, I suppose, if you want to commit some crimes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can buy those lights and put them on a car. You know, those red and blue lights.
Yeah, people will instantly trust you if they think you're a cop.
Yeah, I mean, that's just smart. Like, never pull over in a remote area.
Me, I gotta follow the law, you know. I gotta do the paperwork. I work with like companies and shit, so I'll do all my information on my paperwork. When I had the car, everything is registered. Everything is by the law. If I get pulled over or called or whatever, I gotta present myself and do it. Just do it by the system, because I mean, I don't want to get in no bullshit for some nonsense and try to be all the more powerful, you know. So fuck it. I still maybe gotta let go on some of that shit, but as for right now, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm by the law, and I will continue being, you know.
Yeah, I used to drive around with without a driver's license. Like right now, my driver's license expired, but I'm not gonna do that shit anymore. I'm gonna go. Got an appointment to get my license next Monday, so I'm gonna get my driver's license back.
I mean, if you want to do this whole like Jose, maybe you don't know, but this kind of freeman on the land is kind of what some people call it. I don't like that stuff exactly. I think they tell a lot of shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's also a lot of truth in it. They are right. They are in the moral perspective. But if you want to do that, you can probably do it if you live in a small town and don't leave the county like that. Like all the county sheriffs, they know, oh, you know, that's Pete Mars, just, you know, he's one of those guys. But as soon as you start traveling, you know, across the country or the big cities, like man, you're gonna have to have so many altercations. Like local police, they might, you know, if they're cool with you, they might let you, like, yeah, let them, whatever. That's one of those anarchist guys. But you can't do it and be mobile. Like if I was a local rancher living in Colorado, I would totally do that stuff. Like, fuck off, dude. I'm just, you know, driving down this country road, dealing with my cows. Like, I don't need a license and a permit. What the fuck?
If I was still in Puerto Rico before I came in 2005, and I drove like freaking 15 years over there, no license, no registration in the car, nothing. I was all over the place. But I was pretty much local in my hometown, and everybody knew me. Everybody knew each other. Oh, that's Jose or whatever, you know. So it was cool. But over here, no, I gotta, you know, nobody knows anybody. Everybody looks the same. They look at me, a Spanish-looking guy. And I better do it by the law because I don't want to get it no bullshit.
Yeah. No, you gotta pick your battles. For, fighting for freedom and stuff. Like, I don't like when I redid my house here for the past year. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got to get a permit and a building permit." I was like, "Fuck, it's my house. I paid cash for it. The bank doesn't have any claim on it. It's paid in full, in cash. I'm doing the work myself. I don't need a fucking permit for dick." And guess what? I had all this work going on and nobody ever showed up because, well, they know, I don't play those games. So, I do my part. I break the law where I can and when I can. I can't break every fucking law. Like, I got to go to China. I have to have a passport.
I see another person. Is he a flat earther, flat earth something? I haven't heard.
Ginger.
Oh, okay.
Right, Ginger.
Ginger is an anagram for nigger.
Wow, careful with that hard G.
It's true.
It's ginger to you, okay?
You have to throw it out there, right? You have to let it out.
Are you Ginger? Ginger Pierre? P. Mars, man, why do you like hollering and screaming like nigger and all that stuff? What the fuck, dude? Because you can?
I think I think there's probably maybe 5-10 years from now there'll be a law where I can't do that, right? Like the way things are going, so gotta get it all out of my system.
Do you really hate black people, or is it just
No, I don't hate black people. I think it's funny. I think it's funny to say things that are taboo or absurd.
Triggering words, yeah, just for the fun, for the hell of it.
No, I kind of agree with him. Like, like if he said, Eric fucks a chink and his daughter's half chink and half wop or something.
I never like put down races. I just say the N word. I never really like.
But why the N? Why the N?
Because it triggers people. I understand it. It triggers people. You just want to trigger people, right?
I tell people I think the Earth is flat because it makes them upset too. That it's the same thing.
Oh, you're such a weirdo.
Well, it's not the same thing.
You're not even really a baller. See, you're just a fucking weirdo.
Well,
you are. It's okay.
I believe I'm probably more like a flat earther than an atheist baller skeptic.
Oh, you don't like the godless engineer, man?
Godless engineer? Man, I hate that fucker.
He looks a lot like me,
You do? Are you guys like cousins?
Yeah.
Inbred cousins?
He only got like 300 pounds on you only.
Oh, I was fat like a year ago or a year and a half now.
You know what that fucker did to me? I actually had an interview with him one time, and I was just talking about, like, so do you vote and you believe in authority and all that? And he thought he was going to have a flat earth debate, and I didn't give him that. I was like, so you believe in government, you believe in authority and all this. And then he made a video.
We godless engineer?
Yeah. We talked for like an hour, and I just ripped him apart for being like a little statist and a little obedient piece of shit. And then he made a 5-minute video because he recorded as well, of us talking about gravity. So the little dishonest fuck turned it into a flat earth gravity debate. What a piece of
Why
shit.
I haven't seen that? When did this happen?
Oh, shit. Probably about 8 months, almost a year ago.
Tim Osman did a video on ripping on godless engineer. He kept calling him, the guy's an idiot.
I seen it. It was funny.
Yeah, he was debating, was the guy's name Southern Israelite, I think was the guy's name.
Yeah.
But wait, isn't Tim Osman a baller?
Yeah, the guy, godless engineer, was actually losing a debate to a flat earther. He didn't know shit about philosophy and epistemology. This other guy had read about these things.
He's such a redneck. He's such a freaking like trailer trash redneck.
Yeah, he is. Hey, heathens! How y'all doing?
I'm godless engineer.
But how dishonest is it? How dishonest is it for when basically I was calling him a citizen slave, like just like how he votes, probably voted for freaking, what do you call it, feel the burn, probably should have, and he turned it, the dishonest fuck turned our conversation, he edited out 10 minutes where it was like a flat earther versus a science guy, and that's not what I did. I was like an anarchist ripping him a fucking new butthole, and he turned it into flat earth versus ball. Piece of shit. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, his videos are pretty terrible. He doesn't at least the other Ball Earth people, they know shit about science and they'll explain the science of shit. Like, this guy doesn't know anything. He just sits there and says, you're wrong, you're an idiot, and he can't explain anything.
Well, he's an engineer. Hey, P. Mars, what do you think of atheists?
Atheists?
Yeah.
I do not like atheists.
And you're not really religious yourself, are you?
Well, I was raised Catholic, and I guess I was religious up to a point, and then I kind of thought I was going down the line of probably becoming one of these atheist skeptic people.
Uh-huh.
But
kind of atheism is kind of a really disgusting religion, isn't it?
yeah, it really is.
It's so 1990s too.
It's
Like,
a religion that tries to pretend it's not a religion. It would be like a really cool religion. That's not a religion. It's like too cool to be a religion. And then they just sit around putting Christians down and calling Christians idiots all day. It's pretty dumb.
I know. It's like, is that your whole goal in life? Is to just put down Christians? That's it. That's your whole. It's pretty sad, isn't it? CP Mars, you're actually kind of cool sometimes.
I'm always cool. I just.
Oh, you're not always cool. You're very far from cool quite often.
I have to bully Nathan because Nathan's a jerk.
So what's so? Oh wait, so you want to be a jerk to another jerk? Okay, that's
kind
cool.
of.
All right.
I don't like being a jerk to people who are nice. Like, and it bothers me when I see a nice person getting bullied. Like today on the show, I saw a guy who was very patient and nice and respectful, and Nathan was really, really out of line.
Am I being nice to you right now?
Yeah. If you're nice and I don't like being a bully. I like being nice to people, but I can't just...
You're speaking my language.
I'm not going to just sit there and be nice to someone who's acting like Nathan, you know? So if you're acting like that, then it's like... I like to banter. I'll banter with you. I don't think it's wrong to banter, but I don't like Nathan's style, I guess.
Yeah, but dude, why don't you banter? Stop pretending you're a baller, dude. Everybody knows you're not really a baller.
Okay.
It's self-evident, dude. Just call him out for being in a fucking English.
When I first came to the YouTube Flat Earth community, I used to argue on the side of the Flat Earth, but I never thought the evidence was very good for the Flat Earth.
Yeah, but dude, if you really don't like Nathan, then just attack him on his character. Don't freaking pretend to argue for the ball, man. Just ridicule.
No, I
Nathan.
believe in the ball.
I respect you more for that.
I believe the Earth is a ball.
Really?
Yes.
But you do realize you just said you believe.
Yes.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with belief. Can be backed up by evidence. Belief is not faith.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
I can justify my belief in the sphere Earth. It's a justified belief.
What the fuck does that even mean? Come on, Jose, help me out with P-Mars here. He's actually being pretty cool.
I don't believe it because someone told me it. I looked into it and I verified.
So wait, you
evidence.
believe the NASA stuff? You look at NASA stuff and the space stuff, and you believe that shit's real?
I watched a spacewalk yesterday, live streamed on YouTube, and I don't see any reason to think that it's fake.
Really, there was no glitches, nothing odd about it.
Even if there was, I'm not.
I still don't
qualified
believe
to say it.
I
Like,
still
it
don't
looks
believe you believe it.
real.
Alright.
Like, I couldn't tell the difference probably between what NASA does and what Hollywood does. I'll admit that. I'm not like a freaking expert on that, you know. So I could be fooled, but I don't see any reason to think it's fake. Like, I think the flat Earth reasons to think everything's fake are not good or justified.
So P. Mars. Is your name Pete or is it? I mean, P.
My name is Patrick. My real name is Patrick.
Can I call you Patty?
Yeah.
Diapakikan Haba. Patty.
I'm part Irish.
You're not? Okay. It's a very Irish name, though.
No, I am part Irish.
Oh, so I can call you Patty?
Yeah.
All right, Patty. So, do you think you're, do you think that, how do I say it? Like, so you go to school and they teach you that you live on a globe and that you're a U.S. citizen and we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Like what evidence do you have that you're a citizen of every country other than they just told you? I mean, is there any... Dude, they lie about everything. Everything is a lie. The whole thing. Society is a lie. I know you don't like to think that way.
I do think that way, though. That's why I thought the Earth might be flat, because I already think that we're lied to.
Well, I mean, for example, this is what I ask. Nathan doesn't like it because Nathan and especially Arwen doesn't like the anarchy stuff. You know, Arwen loves the EU and whatever and taxes.
Yeah, I argue. I'm an anarchist.
Are you? Are you really?
Yeah, I don't think it's realistic, though. I think.
So, but Pete, come on. If they brainwash us to believe that we're U.S. or Chinese or Muslim or Jewish or French, then why wouldn't they lie? I mean, that's a pretty big lie that they teach us that we're a citizen of some fucking country.
I don't know anything about that. I think the way.
No, wait. It's not hard. They teach you to be a U.S. citizen. Like, what evidence do you have for that?
Yeah.
I listen to you guys argue this a lot, and I really don't see the big deal. I mean, I know you see it in a different way, but I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal.
Oh, I think it's a very big deal. Because, Jose, a man is not somebody that brings home the bacon and has muscles. A man is somebody that has no ruler. A man stands as an individual. That's what a man... And a female can be a man also. You stand as a living man. A man that is not beholding... John P?
you are in my room. Another man
Are we getting trolled?
Is that a troll?
No, it seems like a legitimate person.
No, that's a troll.
Seems legit to say, right? That's cool.
Hey, Jose.
I think the original idea behind American government with checks and balances was a good idea, but it got corrupted over time, and it's all fucked up now.
Yeah, it was a good idea. The Declaration of Independence was a kind of a cool. It sounded good, but religion sounds good also. Sounds good.
I guess it's like true what they say that you have to. Freedom is something that you have to constantly strive for and fight for, and we started.
That's 100% true, man.
When you start believing you're free, then you're fucking the most enslaved or something.
Yeah. See, yeah. And here's the other thing, Jose. Rights. A right is something that exists in nature. There's no such thing as human. Anybody that says the human rights, the United Nations. No, there's no such thing as human rights. There's no such thing as rights. Like when I hear all this stuff about what's the place in Michigan with the bad water, Flint or where's the People don't want to hear it. Listen, you don't have a right to education. You don't have a right to health care. You don't have a right to clean water, because I can prove it. If I take your ass, put you on a helicopter, and drop you off in the middle of the fucking desert, are you going to sit there and say, I have a right to water? Where's the government? No, you got to get up off your ass and go find the fucking water. There's no such thing as rights. Sorry. I mean, this is why the flat Earth, if people are in flat Earth and still thinking that we're going to fix everything and not have some sort of recognition of anarchy and individual responsibility and due diligence and hard work, you don't have a right to anything. There's no such thing. That's what we need to. This is why I'm kind of done with flat Earth. If flat Earth is not leading people to real individual responsibility, then I don't have any interest in it. And I'm sorry. I know I piss off Arwen when I suggest that I don't believe that human beings can figure out the dimensions of this Earth. Sorry. I know it's going to piss off a lot of flat earthers. Oh, if we can just get rid of the ball religion, then we're going to figure out the real dimensions. Oh, I'm Dell sitting behind my fucking shed. No. I'm going to suggest that even NASA doesn't know shit. I don't think anybody knows what the frickin' size of the Earth is, or what shape it is. I don't think it's possible. Not in this reality. And I don't think it fucking matters.
Oh no, man, they got satellites orbiting the Earth.
Oh, come on, Pete. Come on. You believe in the satellites too?
Yeah. What you got against that, Eric? Against satellites? He want to talk flat Earth.
Rob Skiba believes in satellites too. So.
Well, you got to define satellite first. Do you mean that they're falling around the Earth in orbital mechanic, freaking free fall, or whatever they call it, or is it something that's up in the blue sky on a balloon? I don't know. I mean, what's a satellite? Really? You think it's up there? Yeah, I guess it's satellites.
It really kind of proves that satellites prove the Earth is a sphere and that gravity is real. Yeah.
Well, okay, P. Mars. So why is it that they're rolling out 5G with all these? I think 5G, the way it works, you have to have a repeater every basically 500 feet. So if satellites exist, why are they rolling out 5G with all ground-based technology? 5G is all ground-based.
Yeah.
When was the first satellite supposed to be up? Like in the 50s, that Sputnik?
There's still satellite TV. I had satellite TV.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is. And when we had bad weather, we couldn't get a signal, and you had to point if you didn't point the satellite dish at the satellite, you wouldn't get a signal.
So wait. So bad weather interrupting your signal means that the signal origin is in space? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I could get AM and FM radio, and I could
that's called wireless.
You could get television that was wireless, local free television.
Yeah, okay. So when I have bad weather, my HD antenna that's on the like the broadcast TV, that also gets interrupted. So bad weather interrupts radio waves as opposed to a hard wire.
You guys hear me?
Yo, Choco.
Yo.
What up, nigga?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yo, what's good, niggas? What's good?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, I'm in a P. Mars hangout. What the fuck is going on in the world?
That's why I greeted you in that manner, bro.
Yo, niggas, what's good out here? Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
You know what I haven't been called in a long time is a fucking dago.
A what?
What about a wop?
A wop. People still say that shit?
WAP is just a dago. It's kind of like it's the word. It's kind of twists in the gut. You know, it's like nigger, dago.
I've never heard dago before.
You never heard dago?
Nah, WAP I've definitely.
Dago, Guinea, WAP.
What's that for? Italian?
Dago. You know, Italians have more derogatory names than black people. Actually,
I like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
They do.
I like Peckerwood.
Dago, Guinea, WAP, greaseball. Dago, Guinea, WAP, greaseball, guido.
I seen a racist black guy that hates white people on YouTube doing live stream, and he kept calling them Peckerwoods.
Oh, that gay one? What's that gay guy's
I don't
name?
know. There's a few. There's
Peckerwood?
probably a lot of them. You know, but it's weird because it seems like it's socially acceptable for a black guy to hate white people. It doesn't seem
it's just
as bad as if like a white person hates black people. That's kind of
you heard of Tommy Sotomayor?
Yeah, I've watched Tommy Sotomayor. Yeah,
it's funny. He always
Jose,
blasting the black women because they're dirty and this and that. I go like, man, he got more hate of the blacks than the white.
Yeah, what if a white guy tried to do what he does? He would like be fucking
oh no, he get killed like the first day. Yeah, big time.
It's so weird how that shit works.
Yeah. He get threatened and shit, but they kind of let it slide. They say, "Oh, he's black, he can do it," you know. Oh my God, yeah, he got some.
This is why I could never be. This is why I could never call myself a liberal because, you know, like living in New York, like you know, like the gay pride, the Puerto Rican pride, and all that shit, and it's all cool. But then if you say white pride, what the fuck? White history, like.
Wait. Why do you have to say gay pride and Puerto Rican pride in the same sentence?
Because they're close in dates.
Because they're close.
They are, man. Like gay pride.
You know why, Jose?
Something and.
Right? No way, shit.
No way, shit. Motherfucker.
So how about those insults? People, if somebody call me speak in my face, speak or speak or whatever, that's kind of a big insult, you know. White people calling it Spanish. That I couldn't give a fuck. I just shake it off and slide it out. I just couldn't give a fuck.
It's kind of funny though, isn't it?
I was eating with a friend of mine who was Hispanic, and this kid from our high school came in and called him a spick, and my Hispanic friend ran outside and threw it, like tried to fight him, and he ran away, and he ended up throwing his bike on the ground or something like that.
Yeah.
But wait, spick, isn't it like spick and span? So like if I call you a spick, does
it's like it's like Hispanic, like spick, Hispanic.
Well, it's funny, like white people will say, you know, like gook. Gook is, you know what gook means? It means nation. So like when you call somebody a gook, you're just saying nation. Like that's what it means. Like, okay, whatever.
Charlie.
I I get more triggered if somebody call me Mexican than speak. For real.
You're so racist. It's typical.
No racist.
You Latinos are funny, man.
You hate Mexicans.
Hate Mexicans.
All that racist shit is just stupid.
Well, hey,
it really is, yo. Because look, if you were to see pictures like me and my boys, like I have boys in every race. You know, I mean, damn near every race. Like, I got friends Gypsy, Greek, Italian, Puerto Rican. I mean, I got boys in every fucking friends in every fucking race. Like, this whole racist shit to me is stupid. P. Mars saying nigger,
I get along with everybody.
Bother me for a fucking second. It's actually funny to me. I don't really care that he says it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're such a New Yorker, Chocolate. That's such a New York. Like, you can't describe this to people in Los Angeles. They just like,
no.
They're so obsessed with race.
No, I'm not obsessed with it in the least.
No, I'm saying like liberal leftists. They're so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I get along with everybody, but I'm a lot like T-Mars in the sense like I got no friends at all. I mean, I got people that I work with, and I got family, and I just know people around. I got no friends, so I couldn't care less. I just get along with everybody pretty much.
Friends? Really?
I know people on the internet. I got people that I work with, and I got family. That's all I got.
Man, you need to go out to some freaking pubs or something.
Personally, I have more friends than I have family.
I've been going to pub lately,
and I have friends that I consider family.
Yeah, me too. I've got about maybe 4 friends that I can really, I love those guys.
Did I get banned?
No.
P-Mars, are you kicking me, man?
No.
I'm gonna try not to have any beef with you tonight. All right, cool. Is that cool?
All right.
I think P Mars has actually got a kind of a noble, good-hearted side, man. He just, I don't know, man. He fucking goes ballistic.
Yeah.
A complete fucking.
I have anger issues.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I can see. We all know that, Pete. Right.
Hey, when I say I got family, I mean I got dogs.
My dogs.
How the baby's doing, Jose?
The baby's doing fine, man. The mom is getting stronger.
Wait,
and I
did
got
you get
3
rid of
puppies.
them?
They were 5, man. I only got 3. One died just being born, didn't make it.
Look at
The other
Jose
one,
with his ginger beard.
the other one died the second day. She one of the female dogs was born with the cleft palate thingy.
He died?
Like, yeah, he died. He didn't make it. He had a lot of respiratory issues.
Oh, really?
I say at least. I mean, he died like soon, so we didn't get used to like feeding it and struggling to get it to 3 months to get the surgery. Because if it was to that point, let's say, if I push it and I help it to make it 3 months, tube feeding it and shit, and then in 3 months take it to surgery and not make it in the surgery, that would have been hard to me, So yeah, I mean, it's all right. I got 3 strong ones over there with the mom.
Jose, you got some Viking in there. Look at that bald head and that ginger beard. You got some Viking in you, man. You do. Look at that shit. You're on mute. Hey, P Mars, listen, really. I think I don't think you're really a baller. You should actually really just, call out Nathan and Arwen on their rudeness. That would be better of you. Arwen is starting to hate on me big time for some reason.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny when Arwen gets mad. One time, he got mad at this woman on a hangout because she let someone on the hangout that he didn't want her to have on the hangout. And he threatened, he's like, I'm so mad I could slap you. And he said that to a woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I made a video about that. I probably can't find it now, though.
Wow.
Yeah, it was with Barbara McGill was her name.
Do you think it's worse because it was a woman?
I mean, it definitely made it look worse.
I don't know.
But dude,
Public perception.
Are we sexist? Is that what we're going? No,
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
But
I like to throw that out there a lot when people.
I
talk
think
like,
it's okay to hit
we're
women.
sexist now.
Yeah, they're equal.
Oh, and you think it's okay to go on and say fucking somebody dates niggers? What the fuck?
I just happened to be walking by.
Oh my god.
Dude, if you were in the real world and you went around to a woman saying, you take niggers,
See, but I think P Mars is smart enough to not to do that in the real world.
Yeah, I don't talk to anyone in the real. I think like people are crazy, and I don't want to piss people off. Although, one time I had road rage at a guy, and that's a bad idea because you never know if you could have like a fucking gun. It's better just not.
Yep.
It's better just to let someone freak out on you instead of like trying to fight them. So.
That's something I'm really good at. Anywhere I get a chance, I talk to people. Either it's in the store with the cashiers, or I see somebody. If I'm eating by myself and I see somebody in the table by itself, I go to them like, "Hey, can I hang out with you? Let's just eat something for a few minutes." Just and they go like, yeah. They think for a second, they look at me like, "Yeah, why not?" And then we chat and shit. It's cool, man.
I had road rage one time. I was in a crosswalk. I was walking, right? And I was in a fucking crosswalk. So you have the right of way when you're in a crosswalk, right? And you're walking.
Yeah.
And this guy got mad at me because the crosswalk was kind of worn and it was hard to see, I guess. So I'll give the guy that. But there's a sign, I think, and the guy.
Yeah, you're walking, dude.
Yeah, this guy got mad at me and honked me like, "You're in the middle of the fucking road," and I was in a crosswalk. It's like no shit. And I flipped out on him, and I shouldn't have done that because you never know if he started yelling at me. You never know, if he has a gun,
Pull an AK-47 on you, shit.
Yeah. People are crazy, man. Plus, a lot of the people are on drugs and shit.
You know what I really get pissed off at is when I'm driving, and it's always some guy like with a beard, like P. Mars' age, like some like trendy hipster driving a fucking Subaru wagon with a beard, 30-year-old fucktard. Those guys piss me off.
That's me.
That is you. Yeah, I'm fucking gonna run you over with my fucking pickup.
Okay, Eric. Now you be the bowler, and P. Mars will be the flat earther. Go.
No.
No, don't like that.
I still don't. I'm not buying that. Actually, P. Mars is involved.
P. Mars got a rep to maintain, man. He can't be.
Yeah, right.
Nope. He can't be no flat earther. He can't be associated with us crazies.
Well,
they're probably gonna talk shit about it because he's got 3 of them or 4 of them on his hangout right now.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy because I believed in ancient aliens back in the day. I don't believe in that now.
That's so fucking 90s.
But this is very telling, right? That we, the flat earthers, are the ones hanging out with P now.
I hijacked.
I was into the alien shit before this.
Yeah, I saw a UFO when I was younger. It wasn't really like a spaceship. It was more
like an object.
It was ball lightning, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it was small. It was maybe like a basketball size, like blue orb that like zigzagged over my head.
I just saw something like that maybe 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry.
It was
maybe a month ago.
It was super
I saw
close.
something like that flying. Me and my friend saw this shit. It looked like a balloon, but it looked like it was a balloon with it. Like it was just flying straight. Like there was no way a regular balloon could do that. And me and my friend are just looking at that shit like, do you see that? Like we literally had to do the moment of, did you see that? Because I see that, and that looks crazy.
I think
because it looks like a balloon.
I think that experience made me more open-minded because I witnessed something that I realized if I told people about, everyone would think I was crazy. And then I got really into. They had a lot of shows like Sightings was on television and stuff like X-Files.
Yeah, I've seen shit that I know I'm not supposed to be seeing. Like I've definitely seen a ghost. You think I'm crazy if you want.
I don't believe in ghosts, bro, big time. I'm a big fan of ghost movies and ghost hunters and shit, but 2 times I had experiences big time, and I still deny it because it's nonsense. It makes no sense whatsoever, but I had 2 experiences big time, bro. That's all I gotta say.
I think ghosts are, like the Bible talks about demons. I think potentially that could be what ghosts are. I don't think it's human spirits. But I think that could be possible, like some sort of non-physical entity that has intelligence.
Spiritual bullshit, yeah.
I've seen shadow people.
I've definitely seen a lady that I wasn't supposed to be seeing, or somebody that I think it was a lady, but I saw somebody walking in a walkway that this should have been empty.
Dude, I
was driving in this highway in Puerto Rico. Boom! It was a New Year, and it was like half an hour to midnight, and I had to make it to my cousin's. It was like 15 minutes away, but I was in the freeway, and I saw this car, and the guy driving, he had his leg out, and he was just chilling. And I drove next to him. He was slow in the right lane, and I just drove past him. And I look at him, and he with a hat, and he like shook his head to me and kept on driving. Once I passed to him and looked back to go to the right lane, and the car wasn't there. I go like, what the fuck? So I turned my body back, bro, there was no car, there was nobody, nothing, bro. And I kind of slowed down. I go like, what the fuck? There was no way. I mean, so I fucking saw a fucking ghost car with a guy in it.
I believe that.
One of the
That
first
freaked the
things
shit out of me, bro.
One of the first things I used to do on the internet was I'd go to find websites or forums and read ghost stories from people, and I'd fucking do that late at night, and then I'd be scared to go to bed.
See, that's because you're a tofu fucking faggot.
It don't matter how old you are, how strong you are.
freaky.
That shit's scary, yeah.
Yeah, when you see
I don't
shit that you're not supposed to be seeing, yeah.
I don't want to see none of you fuckers stealing my tofu boy shit. Fucking soy boy is weak. Tofu boy is way better than soy boy.
Yeah, soy boy is played out.
Yeah, come on, Mars. You love tofu boy, and you're fucking tofu.
I don't even eat tofu.
But you're built like tofu.
I was doing lots of push-ups and pull-ups this summer. I got pretty strong.
My God, you sound like such a millennial. Oh, I did some push-ups and next to my computer, right?
Yeah, I got some. I fell off my bike, so I can't do that shit. Well, I'm healing up. Hopefully, I'll be able to start exercising soon.
AP Mars, man.
You fell off a motorcycle?
No, my bicycle road bike. I was going really fast, and I put my hand out and I sprained my shoulder, so it's still sore if I lift heavy.
like you ever lift heavy anyway.
Yeah, pull-ups are pretty hard, man. I was doing like 7. I could do 7 in a row. It's not like amazing, but
I'm so happy. You're doing really good, P-Mars. 10 people watching. You're going against non sequitur with 254. Oh, I'm happy here, man.
Non sequitur. Oh God, what are they talking about?
This is probably more real talk going on right here.
Neoscience versus old science.
Fucking non sequitur shit.
Non sequitur is pretty shitty.
You know, I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss this kind of shit when I'm fucking in fucking China with a great firewall. Oh, my VPN is not working. I can't fucking get on Facebook. Can't get on YouTube. Can't get on Hangouts. Fuck you, cyber.
Ching chong.
Ching chong, oh, ching chong, welcome to China. Ching chong a ling nong. Hey, did you hear that show when Vegan Goy was trying to make fun of me? Like,
I heard that shit.
But I wanted to say that sounds more French than Chinese. I mean, Chinese is like, oh, 清唱我是啊是我是啊我是.
Sure. There's a lot of Chinese people in New Zealand because New Zealand's taking over China's taking over Australia and New Zealand, and
yeah.
I'd play basketball with these Chinese kids, and I'd go up to them and I'd say, "Are you more free here than you were in China? You have more freedoms here?" And they would say, "No, it's the same."
They're kind of right. Listen,
I think they don't want to talk bad about their country. I heard too. It's like part of their culture that they don't say shit bad about the government.
Chinese culture. They like winners. So right now, like, we got to admit that the Beijing commies, whatever they are, they're kind of winning. And that's why
I've read the plan for the future is for China to be the #1 country and replace the United States as the world power.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna base our culture off what China is doing.
That's already like living in China. Like when I lived in China, like I saw it become more like the U.S. and I was watching the U.S. like from afar.
Become more like China. Yeah, that's what they did with communism and capitalism. They like merged it into a hybrid where it's like both now.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep, it's kind of in line with the whole transhumanist tech.
It's the Hegelian dialectic.
See, people.
And then, if you look into the history of communism, it was created by this guy who was the son of this like rich capitalist banker. I think his name was Kurt Engel, and he wrote the manifesto with Karl Marx. So it's like, why would the son of a capitalist banker basically create the whole communist revolution with this book? You know what?
Well, I mean, you ask your
Suspicious.
average Chinese. I mean, your average Chinese citizen, they love the U.S. They love it. That's like the number one. They hate Europe. Every Chinese person is like, oh, it looks old.
I gotta go make some food. I'm fucking starving. I'll be back.
All right. Eric, Ronnie wants justice for his guinea pig.
Who? Ronnie? What? What?
Yeah. He told me to tell you he wants justice for his guinea pig, for your guinea pig.
What justice would that be? He's obsessed with it. You see how fucking what
is wrong with this guy, yo?
He is, because I'm on video.
Yo, you know he's in the chat talking about
guinea
saying, "Do you want to fight me?" Like Ronnie, seriously,
he wants to
man.
fight you, Choco.
Yeah, that's great.
That guy is the most fucked up troll on the internet I've ever seen.
Like, wow.
His name is Ronnie Mentally Destroyed Vegan Goy.
He's in love with vegan goy for sure. I mean, the guy fucking harasses vegan goy like no good. He sends him emails. He actually writes emails to him.
Oh my
Now he wants to dance with both of you, Eric and Choco.
Yeah. He doesn't want to dance with shit. Stay over there.
That guy is beyond the pale. Like,
yeah, bro.
I mean, did you see when Vegan Boy, he was like reading the emails? He sends emails. What the fuck?
All right, so it's not just...
Wait, isn't the hangout open? Can this guy just come in here right now?
No, Eric got him blocked. He can't. Oh, he was kicked earlier. I think this is all Vegan Goy's all hangout, so he can't join because he's been kicked, I think.
This is Vegan Goy's old hangout?
Yeah, Pimar say this is Vegan Goy's hangout from earlier, so he's still rolling with it.
Oh, okay.
He just
Dude, I don't
pirating
want to deal
fucking
with that
hangouts.
guy. That guy is fucking beyond anything.
Unban me, you coward.
Why is he obsessed with my guinea pig? What the fuck, dude? My guinea pig. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
And he actually.
So by Ronnie say he's a level 33 Mason, and then somebody put a comment. Oh my god, he just admitted he burns and rapes babies. Just by saying I'm a 33 Mason, that's what he does, I guess.
Wait, is he trying to come in here right now?
He's telling you to unban him.
Wanted to. I'm sure if he wanted to, he would have been here. He's been in the chat since, I mean, probably since this shit started. So.
No, but he can't get into the chat, so this isn't being streamed or anything.
Well, he's in the chat now. He can't get into the hangout. You mean?
Right? In the YouTube chat, yeah.
Wait, this is on YouTube right now?
Yes, live.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
No, I pay my taxes and I obey the police and I love the police.
All right. Oh, too late, man.
I'm joking.
Hilarious.
I'm joking.
Well, you don't do any of that?
Yeah, but P-Mars doesn't have like, he doesn't have like the hangout showing. He's got like his poker games and whatever.
Yeah. No, what all they can do is play some whatever moaning sounds and shit, moaning, and we can kick that person. So.
Well, that Ronnie guy, he comes on and he farts, and like, like what the fuck? Are you 12?
Are you serious, man?
You never heard him do that to? Yeah, he would come on and go.
Oh man, I've never heard this guy. I only know about him because of Vegan Goy.
Same here, Chocolate. Same.
I've no. Well, no,
I heard of him, but I haven't heard him.
Wait. He was that one guy, right? That was on the hangout one day with like.
I want to see him come on and deal with Nathan. Actually, that would be fucking.
No, but isn't this the same guy that comes in Nathan's and he's like,
yeah, Seaside Wheelbarrow, Ronnie, Joseph,
or some shit?
No, you know who I think that is, the whispering voice? I think that's Alan B. Talking with us.
Nah, that's not Alan B.
No, this
Bro, it sounds like
guy, Seaside Wheelbarrow. He comes on and he goes.
Now, is that the
comes
same?
on and
Is that
farts.
this guy?
Who?
Is that Ronnie? Is that the same troll?
Yeah, Ronnie, Joseph, Seaside Wheelbarrow. He's got a couple other ones.
He's got like 1,000 names, right?
Yeah.
Like this. He's in the chat now, right? He's the only one fucking typing right now. He's a psycho.
So he can hear us talking?
Yeah, PMOS has this
Wait,
on
ask him
fucking.
this. Ask him how many Tom of Finland.
You can ask
dolls
him. You could talk to him.
Hey, Ronnie, how many Tom of Finland dolls do you have? You guys can Google Tom of Finland. He has Tom of Finland dolls.
What the fuck is Tom of Finland?
Google it. You'll see. It's a 90s thing.
Do I want to? Like, what is
Well,
that?
It's a good insult. Like, just search Tom of Finland dolls. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Tom of Finland dolls, all right. He says my whole room is filled to the brim with them dolls, bro. And what?
What?
So
His
he's-
whole room is filled with them.
Yeah, so he's being gangster about his dolls. So yeah, do with that what you want.
I almost want to talk with this guy. Like, how do you?
I don't know. I guess if.
But this is Jim's original hangout, so he's blocked, so I can't do anything.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Ronnie, God.
Yeah, but doesn't he have like?
I wipe my ass.
Why doesn't he come in with another one?
He doesn't want to talk. He just want to troll on the chat.
This guy is the most.
Which is very weak trolling, you know.
Madonna
It's
troll
bad.
It is weak trolling. Like,
yeah.
How do you type with? Well, you like. I mean, he's got the caps lock on, so I guess that.
It's 3 a.m.
I guess it's pretty serious. He's got the caps lock on.
There has been 500 messages in the chat, so it's 4 people throwing those 500 messages.
Hey, Ronnie,
three
Ronnie,
people
look.
typed one message each, and the other 497 messages is wrong.
Ronnie, look. Oh, guinea pig.
Wait, you can see how many messages are in the chat?
No, I just pulled that off my ass.
Hey, there's the guinea pig.
Sounded about right?
Called you out, man.
He's a happy guinea pig, Ronnie. Unlike you live in a dungeon and you get whipped up the ass. Oh, Ronnie, poor Ronnie. Look how happy my guinea pig is. He's got a better life than you.
I cannot wait for the next Arwin appearance in the Vegan Goy channel.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Hey, come on. The pre-cum show, that was funny as fuck.
You know what? Vegan now should go in Arwin's show to see what happens.
Nah, Vegan ain't going in there.
Right.
Hey, I thought it was pretty funny calling it the pre-cum show.
The one I thought was gonna go really bad was when Arwin went to the Beyond the Imaginary Curve show. That was maybe a month ago or so, month and a half. Yeah, and it went pretty well.
I caught that at the very end. I didn't see it, and I didn't watch the upload. So, but yeah, I can imagine.
It went well.
Seaside wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I've been a few times in the Dell show. Kind of when he got it, I said like, yeah, let me jump in for a minute. And I think about at the end to troll a little, not to troll, but just to speak my mind. But I held back, you know, because I don't want to get yelled at too much by him.
Hey,
I tried to join once, and fucking 30 seconds in, I didn't even get to say hello, and somebody fucking Sleeping Warriors sock fucking sniped me out.
Oh, on Dell's?
Ronnie, now it's my turn. Ronnie, you are a piece of shit. I'm not South American, bro. I'm from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is Central America. It's the Caribbean, brother. Learn the shit.
You're a piece of shit. Ronnie, you're such a dumb fuck. So did he tell me how many Tom of Finland dolls he has or what? I still want to know how many Tom of Finland dolls does he have?
He says, where do we scroll up? My whole room is filled to the brim with them.
Wow.
Dolls.
Yeah. And did you see what these Tom Finland dolls are there, Chocolate?
No, I didn't look. Hold on.
Oh man, just Google image search Tom Finland doll. You could. Come on, do it.
I'm doing it.
Tom Finland dolls.
So I was watching the other day a movie Year One with Jack Black and some other funny young dude. And the funniest part was when the leader of the tribe was
Hey,
telling
Ronnie,
him
look.
like, hold on,
I have a
the
beautiful
the
wife.
tribe leader was telling Jack Black, yes, I remember. I mean, we gotta think when the turtle came out from the ocean with the earth in his back, and I go like, holy shit, there goes Tortuga Earth, you know? It just made me think of that.
Tortuga Earth.
Hey, Ronnie, here you go.
Wait a minute. These are gay dolls, man.
Yep.
This fucking guy,
Leather muscle guys.
and he said he has a room full of them.
Yep.
All right.
Look
Well
how
then.
fucking.
Well, you enjoy that, Ronnie.
Ronnie, here you go.
Like,
I don't know. It looks like a CGI woman to me.
That's a CGI woman. That's a freaking. See, I'm married, Ronnie. Unlike you, you fucking leather fag.
Hey Mars, the Earth is sitting in the top of a big giant turtle. I heard it on the movie.
Ronnie. Ronnie.
I wish this guy could come in here for even like a few
How
minutes.
can you not?
Like I would actually hear what the fuck
Well,
is
somebody
going on
should
with
start
this
a
guy.
hangout. Let him in. Start a new hangout. Let this guy come in and.
So only fucking Jim could unblock him? Is that what it is?
Well, if this is Jim's hangout, yeah.
But does Jim even still have access to this? Like, can he come in here if he wants?
Well, he could unblock. If this is Jim's hangout, then.
So what, P? You just copied the hangout for this and posted it? Is that Oh, okay.
But I think he's used up all his accounts.
So if right now I go into one of the Nathan's all hangouts, whatever hangouts, I can just create and invite people and shit.
I guess so. Yeah, let Ronnie.
Really?
This should be.
Yeah, you can go to
It
any
works
hangout,
like that?
just invite people and keep it rolling. Yeah, I guess.
So any of these old hangouts, I could just do that. Like if I want.
Unless you've been sniped, you know, that's the only thing.
Wow.
I don't think Ronnie knows how to snipe. He knows how to be a fucking wanker, but I don't think he knows how to snipe. And P. Mars has got our
We
back.
held up the floor. We held up the floor pretty good, P. Mars, where you were gone for a few minutes. Dude,
Hey,
enjoy,
listen. Tell Ronnie.
Eat that greasy food. It's the best.
If he's gonna come on, he has to come on video. Otherwise, he gets booted.
Choco, what's your issue with the camera? You said you tried to turn the camera on, it doesn't work many times. What?
My shit doesn't work.
That's weird. In the phone, in mobile phone?
On my phone, yeah.
Then you got a
All
piece
right.
of crap phone.
I'm driving to New York.
Well, it works for everything else. This is the only thing that doesn't seem to work.
Is it a
I'm
brick?
driving to your home there, Chocolate.
Say again.
Said I'm driving back down to our old home, to your home, New York, tonight.
NYC.
New York City, yeah, bitch. New York City in the house. Oh. Let's see.
Say that again, Pete.
Looks like what?
Oh. Yep.
I can't believe Ronnie is here.
I think chocolate. You got a few pictures on your Facebook profile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chocolate is a good-looking guy, man. No gay. Chocolate is a very good-looking guy.
Is he?
I don't know.
I don't have you on
It's
Facebook.
a little weird, guys. But thank you, Jose. But
handsome guy. Yeah, there you go.
You sound pretty handsome. Like P. Mars does not sound handsome. He said,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Chocolate saying it's like an exotic human.
Exotic.
Dope. Jose, man.
It's getting worse by the minute.
Yeah, man. It's like, what's going on, man? It's fucking hilarious. Nah, but good looking out.
You know it.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't get this fucking thing. I when I press the camera button, it says action unavailable. I have no idea why.
Weird.
I don't.
Do you play with the Hangout settings?
Yeah, I've gone through the settings. No, I can do to get this fucking camera to work, but the camera works, and for everything else, it's this Google Hangout shit that for some reason that button doesn't do anything for me.
Every time I join the Hangout, the camera is automatically on.
Yeah, I don't have a computer.
I should take a shit before I drive.
Dude, really? I respect your gangster, bro. You shaving and shit, taking shits on camera.
Well, I gotta go to New York. I gotta.
Shaving and taking shits on camera. Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Stop laughing.
I give you that, Eric. I don't got it for all that.
He's a very liberal chill.
What you say, P?
Yeah.
I don't think Eric gives a shit about that right now.
When you're vegan, your shit don't stink.
Yeah, I heard stories that some guy let the microphone open and he was like jacking off or some shit like that. Is that a true story?
Red's rhetoric, jacking off on a fucking hangout. What the fuck?
Damn.
Yep, that's a flushing toilet. Hey, I really want this. I really want this Ronnie guy to come on. This would be awesome.
Why doesn't he just create like some brand new account? He must have like 25 of them or something, right?
Yeah, Ronnie. Is
like,
he really here?
Why hasn't he tried that already? Is what if he was that big of a troll? You know what I'm saying? Like you slack on your troll game, bro.
There's a point when Google, it's kind of annoying to create an account. It's kind of hard.
That's a test to your troll game, Ronnie. You're a real troll. If you're a real troll, you'll find a way to get in here, buddy. Dude, I have faith in you, man. Go for it.
Come on.
Yeah, I got 3 accounts and the 3 of them are the same. Jose Gonzalez. I just use them for Hangouts, and then one is my wife.
That's cool.
Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie, as they say in China,
Hey, what's good, y'all?
Who that?
It's Aesthetic Brainiac. Not Ronnie. I'm not Ronnie.
Oh.
Aesthetic Brainiac. What's up, man?
Hey, what's good, Chocolate? You're my favorite on the Flutter debate, bro.
Say that again?
Oh, man, I feel fucking shit upon.
I said you're my favorite on the Flat Earth debate, Chocolate. Saying I love your dude. You're like the base. You're like the base dude on the Flat Earth debate. You bring it all back down to. Yeah, you bring it all back down to earth, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that was me.
I appreciate
Eric,
that.
Eric, bro, you're new to me. Chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, chocolate. I've seen around. I was on Flat Earth Debate with Chocolate a couple times, but
Yeah,
it was
I've seen your icon before. Yeah.
yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah, we were debating with what's his name, Unorthodox.
Oh
Who's
God.
yeah, dude, the
Just
the
say
dude
that
who's
word.
totally
Just like,
orthodox. I just call him Orthodox, man. That's what he is. He's
Yeah, he
totally
is
orthodox.
that guy is just, I don't know. But anyway, thanks, man.
So far,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Like,
You know what's up? Hey, Ronnie, I just want you to let you know, I live in a really nice place. When I can drive away, I leave my door unlocked. I don't live in a ghetto. Awesome. See that? I'm not locking it. Turn off the light. Look, unlocked.
See, but now you're telling him that he's gonna try.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Come get me. It'll be the last thing you ever did in your life. I love living in a place where I don't have to lock the door. It's pretty awesome. Okay. I got my banky. I got my pillow.
what is this we call? Oh, Jesus!
Like he's literally in this chat, like just caps lock is in full effect, and just trolling the shit out of himself. Like he's retarded. This guy.
This is what I say, and I mean this. I appreciate this type of hangout. There's no other hangouts like this. You try to go to a hangout where it's like just talking and shit or whatever. If you want to get into a debate, do it, but it's not gonna get ugly or into a fight and shit. So appreciate you, P-Mars, for doing this shit, because for real, there's no other place that you can do this type of shit. It's always going to go into big semantics debates and arguments and fucking name calling and shit. This is cool, you know. We need more of this shit.
I mean, I think Nathan gets way too much into the semantics of it, in my opinion. And it's like, the whole debate is like what we can establish and prove as truth. And I think we got to get less bogged down in the words.
And we gotta have fun, all of us, you know. So this is kind of the little getaway spot, you know. So yeah, we need some kind of platform like this every once in a while. Jump in and just talk about random shit and troll each other, but in a healthy way, you know. It's good. This is good.
Yeah, it's like
I guess it's cool that earlier me and P-Mars were screaming at each other, and now we can just be in a hangout and just tell each other "fuck yourself," and it's cool, you know. Because it's the fucking internet, man. I don't need to have beef with nobody on this fucking internet.
Man, that's what's good about it. That's what's good about it. You can hate someone in 1 minute and like humanize them with them the next, man. Like shit. People need the ability to get their words out of their mind, man. People need to be able to express themselves. Whether it's the Earth is flat or the Earth's a parabola or a fucking Mobius strip or whatever.
The Earth is shaped like a dildo. I'm fucking 100% certain. And a black one. Definitely black dildo.
Yo, listen to this fucking psycho in the chat, right? He writes, he writes, I will be in hangout when Eric unbans me, Chaco. I love you, bro. And then he writes, I want a picture of you on my wall next to vegan Goy, Chaco. Like, wow, dude. Ronnie, bro, serious?
I can already picture that.
Ronnie, my man, you're
a weirdo.
You got problems, man.
I told you he has Tom of Finland doll, dude. He wants a fucking Choco of Finland doll. There is no Choco of Finland doll. There ain't one. Don't exist.
Oh my God! Somebody get this guy on this panel.
Dude, He's not serious. There's no way. Like, if he was that dedicated, he would be in the chat right, or he would be in this call right now, man. There's no way.
Something.
He's
Can
an
you guys
agent.
imagine? Can you guys imagine somebody that just come into the flat Earth maybe just this week, and he doesn't know what direction to take? Who the fuck this person is gonna find, and where are you gonna find information like the right direction? I mean, it's tough for a new person, right?
Oh man, yeah, because all the good info is just flooded out, and there's man, it's hard to find good arguments. Dude, I think I'm more focused on the like philosophical, ideological grounds more than anything now. I'm just opposed to the narrative of what's being presented as truth. You know you know, how do we decide what's true and what's not true?
Authority.
Yeah. I'm more focused into the optics, into just taking video footage and looking at it, analyzing it, and shit. That's kind of what I like to do.
I think that's the best argument for flat Earth is just direct observation, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that and I mean, they've got.
But the problem is we're missing that crucial element of the sky. Like, yeah, we got the balloons and stuff, but like it's the sky that we need to. And the sky, I mean the vantage point of the sky, not the sky itself, not like the stars and the sun and all that. I mean, like to be able to look down from the sky is what we're missing, because you know none of us.
Mars, that's
have
your
a
cue to go now. Tell us about what the skies tell.
I don't know.
Thank you.
That's what made me stop being a flat earther. Was thinking the two celestial spheres.
Ronnie, I'm driving to your house, bro. I actually live in the UK. I'm rolling up on your ass, bitch.
There you go. Hold on, Eric.
Ronnie was a fucking Yankee.
Mars was saying something about the two celestial poles. What?
Yeah, I couldn't work out in my mind how that could exist on a flat Earth. That's what made me stop being a flat earther.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the atmosphere and like how we even see the sky, I think that's pretty tricky in itself, man. Like we don't understand how far away the stars are, or even how our visualization of them is like related to what they actually do.
Because we understand light. Because we understand light on Earth, how light behaves, and we can do observations and experiments with lights and shit on Earth. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same with the lights in the sky. I mean, we really don't know how they behave. If there's a totally different, fucking physics and shit. That's the whole thing. So we cannot associate one thing with another. It's off,
Wait, so P Mars, it's that one point. You're gonna say that you were a flat earther, and that the celestial movement and the southern celestial movement is what caused you to go back to the globe. Just that one thing, or was there other shit?
Yeah.
Science.
That's when I didn't know much about.
Because look, I'll admit, I really don't know how the fuck that would really work on a flat Earth either. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of shit that I'll admit I don't know. Because, I'm gonna accept what I'm told.
Chocolate, you're one guy I would like to meet in the real world someday.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
I was gonna
no problem, man. We could all chill. Should have a fucking insane
really,
meetup one day. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. T-Bars, if we met up in the pub, I might punch him in the throat.
Jesus, man. Come on, dude.
I'm being honest.
Maybe not in his throat, just a real quick gut check, like, bow, real quick.
Dude,
all right.
Nah, I couldn't.
Wait, hold on.
No,
well,
but I can't hit anybody first. You have to hit me first.
But P Mars, but like what he's saying, man, like the two poles, like the two celestial poles, like I get that argument. It's a good argument, but at the same time, I think there's a couple ways that I could visualize it. Like, obviously I I don't know if Jaren is like the best flat earther, but the glass dome with the rotating stars does seem to create a counter-rotating pole on the perimeter, as well as the stereographic projection, which has an actual two-pole flat Earth map. So, I mean, I think there's definitely ways it could work. I don't know. My thing is like, is the Earth curving into a ball under our feet, or is it not? I think that's the question being asked: is the Earth curving into a ball under our feet? And it doesn't seem like it is.
I don't think those would explain though, like the star trail, because you can see the star trails at the equator.
Oh shit, the popo! I see a bunch of popo up on the highway. Fucking red food. Fuckers.
Yeah, I think the stars actually prove the sphere pretty well. Like the.
Oh come on, seriously?
Uh-huh.
Stars?
Yeah.
See, Mars, you really have no fucking idea what those things are.
Doesn't matter.
He knows that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Give me a bong here.
How does it not matter if
Because you can you got a reference point in the sky like Polaris or something, right? Like this guy does a video, and then you can go across the globe and measure the angle and calculate all this shit.
Or you can go across the plane and do the same thing.
No, it doesn't work. That's the thing is it proves that we live on a sphere. Because
how does it prove that it lives?
Because you can't see Polaris when you're south of the equator. If the Earth was flat, you would be able to.
I've actually heard that you can.
Like maybe in a special
I mean,
circumstance if you're on a hill or something.
I could be wrong.
If you're on a hill, well, that would debunk what you're saying, bro.
Not really, and I don't. If you're on a mountain near the equator, then you have more vision, more of an angle where you can see it.
Well, if it's curved away from you, then like I don't see how getting on a hill would help anything.
That's another thing that proves we live on a
Then
sphere.
you'd have to look down, like at the sky, but down.
Yeah, are you are you looking towards the ground when you see it?
The fact we can see farther when you go higher in altitude proves we live on a sphere.
Oh yeah, because that would never happen on a plane when you have a limited like visual acuity. I mean, come on, man! Like that's one of the weakest arguments.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the two pole thing. Yeah, it's a little wonky, but I don't know. It's things like water and I should just stop there. Things like water to me just destroy the globe altogether.
Yeah, the water, water and the idea of level. I mean, level exists, and I mean, I don't see how sea level can exist on a ball.
Yeah.
It's not. The sea isn't level though, because we have tides.
But it is.
We have tides.
It really is.
Yeah, but the high tide and low tide are different levels, man.
Yeah, and when
it's a baseline. So P Mars, then how do we judge? Like, this mountain is this high above sea level. This mountain is this high above sea level. So how does that work out?
What do you mean? Just
come on, like.
You know exactly what we mean.
You know exactly when you research mountains and how high they are.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No?
Just no.
I don't understand.
Fucking phone keep
I mean,
kicking me off the hangout.
I mean, do you, P Mars?
Yeah, that happens every once in a while.
Do you think like the height above sea level has something to do with the accumulated curvature? Like, I mean, where is that coming into? Where are you accounting for the curvature when you're accounting above sea level?
Elevation doesn't have anything to do with curvature, does it?
Well, it must. It's part of the Earth.
No, it's just your elevation.
But it's curved. No.
No. Elevation is a
So
straight line.
then it's not curved. I mean, like, how's this working out on a ball, bro? Like, where's the level?
Your elevation would be a straight line from you to the center of the earth, right? So there's no curve.
But you don't even know how deep
Or
under.
the sea level.
So your your elevation is an imaginary line to the center of the earth that you don't know what it is.
Well, that's how high you are above sea level. You know that, right?
But what is sea level on a ball?
What do you mean?
What's level, man?
What is level on a ball?
It's
P.
just.
Mars? Come on, man.
It's just.
You're gonna say that level is curved.
Where's your baseline?
The ocean, the level of the ocean.
Are you a yeah?
Level
But how?
of the top of the ocean.
You see, P. Mars, you understand why that's hard for people to comprehend? Because when I go to the store and I buy a level or I use a level, all right, it tells me that something is completely flat. I've never used
I'm gonna play bowler. I'm gonna play bowler a little bit here. I'm gonna flip flop now. Now I'm gonna flip flop. Now I'm gonna for real flip flop. So level means from the center of the earth. So you got a radius, right? So from the center of the earth to the water, to the top of the water. That's level. Everywhere is gonna be the same measurement. So
yeah, okay.
If you have a flat table, and you have another piece of wood 2 inches above that table, right? And you put the level, and it's labeled the bubble level, right? So you got the flat table, and you got a 2x4. Hold on. You got a 2x4 above that table, 2 inches. Hold on. Yeah, let me finish. Now, if you tilt that table 45 degrees, right, and you put the 2x4 in top of that, 2 inches separation all the way along, that piece of wood and the table are level to each other. It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean flat. It's just level. Parallel, yeah, parallel is level.
What's parallel on a ball?
Right.
There's no parallel on a ball, man.
The same distance from the water to the to the top.
The problem with
I have a
that
question.
we should only have one thing on a ball, and that's curve. There's
scale, brother, scale.
Can I ask
Oh,
a question?
scale. The great scale-ligator. I got to quote Travis real quick.
Can I ask a question, a dumb question?
Go ahead, Eric.
So when you say center of Earth, what's the dimension of so-called center?
Is about 4,000 foot, give or take, from the center of the Earth to the surface, all around.
The so-called center is, what's the dimension? What's the radius of the center?
Roughly 25,000 miles.
The radius is 3,959 from what I know.
Yeah, but there's the radius. But I mean the dimensions of Earth in a, like if I want to circumnavigate the dimensions of the
the circumference.
The diameter, yeah.
No, the circumference. The circumference is what goes all the way around outside.
That's the circumference, yeah. The diameter. The diameter is what goes around. Now the radius is from the center.
The radius. If it's been a long time since I did math, but if my math is correct, the radius is from the center to the edge. The diameter is from edge on the inside.
But you're playing semantics here. Everything is gonna look flat because you are such a small, tiny creature in top of a big, gigantic, so massive Earth, and you're not gonna see a curve.
So then, why would I believe there's a curve if I'm not gonna see it?
Well, if you model it, if you model and use a curve calculator that is out there, there are a couple good calculators. You can use the Walter Bisling includes perspective, but you can use the Mick West calculator with refraction.
I wish I could do a laser accent right now. Yeah.
So you're going to go to the
hell no.
presupposing level hijacking curve calculator.
I understand the arguments of the wall, and they are strong arguments. I know for me personally, it is a lot of missing links, but I can. I mean, I think.
You know why the argument is strong? Because the math has been done. The math has been done right. Okay, that's why it's a strong argument, because all the numbers make sense.
Yeah.
All right, but if you switch the numbers in another way, you could also make the numbers make sense that way.
No, you can't. You can't. Math is reality.
Math is reality.
You know, that's what they got. That's why they have
Eric
to base
is cringing over here. Eric go like, Jose, for real? Right, Eric?
Yeah, okay, but Jose the baller. But you see, okay, let's just grant you that level is equidistant from the center of gravity, right?
Yes.
But okay, you have the sea level, right? But how are you measuring elevation above sea level when the ground is curving along with the level?
I mean, ground.
What happened? P-Mars.
He fell off the edge.
And dropped again.
Yep. I don't know why this shit keeps happening.
Hey, I got a stupid question. Anybody know how to drive a RAV4?
The CIA inwards. Remove me from the call.
It's a cell phone glitch.
What? Wait, did I miss something? What happened just now?
I don't know. My cell phone, it keeps freaking.
Everybody dropped except me and P-Mars.
Yeah, it's a cell phone glitch that your cell phone drops you randomly in this. It's been
because it's because of the weather, because the satellites cannot reach.
Oh shit!
Well.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's a phenomena of a satellite miscommunication.
One of the 1,000 satellites in
ground
space.
towers. I mean, cell phones use ground towers.
Why do we even need ground satellites? I mean,
because they're better than satellites.
Oh, just they're better. So then why have satellites?
For other things.
Hey, Chocolate, you want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
It's 9:52 and I'm driving to the city right now, even though I can be there at 9 o'clock. So I got 11 hours. Yeah.
You got cool, so I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Then.
So.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
So, I need to do something at 9 a.m. in the city, but I'm leaving now at 9:52.
Damn, what are you gonna do all this time? You gonna rent a room, or you gonna pass out in a Walmart parking lot?
Did you do that purposely?
Yes, I'm gonna go drink in the bars till 4 a.m. and then I'll find a parking spot in Manhattan for free at this time, and then I'll
oh yeah.
Yeah, why not?
How long is the drive itself?
At this time, it'll probably be 3.5 hours.
Oh,
Jesus.
you got a good drive.
What's that?
I said you got a good drive ahead of you.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
So he's gonna go get the chill check. So he's got to drive, man. It's good money.
That's right. That's why you have to. That's why you have to shave, shower.
Yeah.
on camera. Thanks, Eric.
Broken hookers.
Hookers? Oh yeah.
Broken hookers.
Coke and oh man, come on now.
Boats and hoes.
Boats and
Boats and hoes, baby.
So all right, Chocolate. I got a question for you. So right now is 8:55 p.m. where I am in Texas, right? It's very cloudy, but the sun I know is out. It's all dark, right? If I want to find the sun, where the sun is, I click on my Skyview app right now in the cell phone, and then I do an 8 figure so you can set up everything, and I start locating the sun, and I got to point down to my feet, and it will tell me the sun is down there. Now, if I keep tracking the sun every hour, it keep moving along and moving along until when it's pointing to the horizon, there comes the sun. How does that work on a flat Earth?
That's a fucking
For real.
fantastic
It's
question.
a strong argument, for real.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a wonder. It must be a wonderful thing. This app.
Well,
why,
you see,
why are we all here? It just debunked all of us, right?
I got the answer. You see, Jose.
I want to hear.
On a flat Earth, there's actually two suns, and one of them is under the flat Earth, and the other one's above the flat Earth. You see, so when it's dark here, the other sun is actually under the flat Earth, and then it comes up back over the flat Earth. That's how it works, man. It's pretty obvious. I mean, we've got this magical force called dropity, and dropity contains the entire flat Earth, and it moves the sun under the flat Earth part of the time, but over the flat Earth the rest of the time. I mean, it's really easy, and the math works out.
So,
thank you.
Oh man, but yeah.
Hold on, I'm taking notes. Drop it. Okay, got it.
I know what you mean though, Jose, because I downloaded that app, and I find it funny when I can point at the floor and it tells me that the ISS is under my feet, and the stars and all that shit are under my feet.
No, for real, this is a big concern to me because I cannot wrap my mind around it. Like, for real, bro. I have tracked the fucking sun, and it's telling me what the path is gonna be, and I have to follow from my pointing down to my feet, and I keep going up and up and up until I'm facing forward, and there comes the fucking sun over the horizon. For real. P-Mars, you agree with that? Is that a strong argument?
I know what you mean because I've been doing the same thing. I just downloaded the app like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I've been playing with it. And I'm just like, I've wondered the same exact thing. Like, how are they doing this? Like, do they have some type of fucking algorithm that tells them where the shit is? Because I don't believe for a fucking second the sun is under my feet, where the ISS is through the Earth. And like, come on, really? Nah.
I want to hear P-Mars take on this app and how this works.
It works. It's science.
I don't know. Is it like the equatorial mount thing? They say the equatorial mount proves that the Earth is a sphere, but I don't really understand the argument. I like to keep things simple because like flat earthers don't really get the complex shit,
Yeah, this is simple. It's a fucking app, and I'm just pointing at a light.
I don't have a phone that can
try to make
apps.
things more complex than they need to be. Maybe
but you understand,
maybe it doesn't have to be that complex.
You could visualize how I explained it, right? With like you had a phone. Yeah, so it's a tricky one, to explain it.
I mean,
it is, man.
Because
it'll
the
tell
globe
me
Earth model definitely makes accurate predictions, right? So that's.
Well, yeah.
That's what science is supposed to do.
Yeah, but when you say predictions, isn't it really just observing a pattern and just because everything is cyclical.
Yeah, but it was really hard for them to get the pattern right. I watched this documentary about it when they thought the Earth was at the center, geocentric. They still thought it was a sphere, but they had to do complex math to explain how the planets.
I mean, look, I can't pull up the source right now because it was a while since I've seen it, so I'll look for it again. But I know there was some dude who figured like the method that is used to predict what do you call it, the eclipses, like of the moon and all that. And apparently they were doing this guy was doing this before like the globe model. You know what I'm saying? Like, now take that for what you may, but I mean, I've heard the opposite story than what you've heard. You know what I'm saying? So like, how can we really know?
But
that
But again, I'm gonna look it up. But the whole thing is like
they would get it wrong.
Everything
sometimes.
is cyclical. The sky is cyclical, man. It's not that hard to make observations, look at where everything is, and then just keep tabs of the fucking cycle. I mean, is it really that the prediction? It's not a prediction. There's not something out of the ordinary that's going to happen. That's
Chocolate. It's like predicting that winter's gonna come in December. Like, oh, but it's a ball because around December.
Exactly. Like, oh, it's gonna get cold, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really hold weight. The whole you can predict things. I mean, okay, I can predict that the sun's gonna come out tomorrow. That doesn't mean that I live in a ball. Some light in the sky is gonna show up tomorrow. If I was some.
But it doesn't mean that it's not. It's evidence.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think you're talking about like observing the celestial sphere, and then saying that means that the Earth is also a sphere. I mean, yeah, you can model the sky in a sphere, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Earth beneath our feet is a sphere. P Mars.
It has to do. Yeah, it has to do with the angles at which you see the stars and how it changes based on where you are on the Earth. That's how you prove the Earth is.
Yeah, but you're attributing that to the shape of the Earth and not the angle of the light coming in.
Well, I'm correct. So I mean, you can be wrong. I don't really care.
Yeah, we could be wrong. We could be right. Hold on,
wait.
P-Mars. Do you agree that the strong point in favor of the globe is the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, and the lights in the sky, versus the flat Earth strongest point of view is land-to-land observations and shit like that, just regular observations?
The flat Earth has no evidence. There's like nothing.
Wow.
Except for Earth being flat.
The pictures you show on Nathan's Ranty takes, they prove the Earth is a sphere.
No, they prove that things get smaller, things get obstructed in distance.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything curve in any Arantes, or any picture for that matter.
Yeah. Except for Soundly. Soundly's got the
there should be
curving
curvature
water.
in every single picture ever taken.
I couldn't think
at
of
some distance.
I couldn't.
You're not going to catch me in some bullshit.
I
At
couldn't.
some distance, where the curvature should be seen, it should always be seen. It should never disappear. It should never be, oh, I could see it one day and look, I could see this light, and then I can't see it the other day, and that's because of curvature. So where the fuck did the curvature go? Are you kidding me? And then you're gonna, I mean, come on. Just common sense, man. It's just common sense.
Wait, I got a question for P Mars. Hey, P Mars. So do you think like global climate change is a real issue?
No.
But all the scientists agree, bro.
Yeah, I think we live in a scientific dictatorship.
And yet you still believe in the ball.
I can agree with that. You see, P-Mars, that doesn't make any fucking sense, man. What the fuck? Holy shit. A scientific dictatorship.
Yeah,
But you're sitting here arguing with people who are questioning that very dictatorship.
Yeah, can you
and
not...
we're crazy ones, right? Come on.
You are crazy because you don't listen to
because I don't believe
facts and
people are
evidence.
living. Because I don't believe that people are living completely upside down for me.
Or just sideways.
Or sideways, or.
Well,
I mean, P-Mars,
you
that's
believe
reality
believe all the crazy shit Nathan says. How is that any better?
What is he saying that's crazy?
Fucking
What is
everything he
saying
says
that's so
is
crazy.
everything he says is wrong, dude. It's wrong. It's stupid.
Is
It's
it-
not
is
art.
that
They're
because
not
it's
arguments.
actually wrong,
Perspective
or is it because
does not.
he's Nathan?
No, he's actually wrong about everything.
Like what?
Why?
Perspective doesn't cause obstruction. Perspective doesn't make you see a curve.
Are you kidding? Wait, perspective doesn't make you see a
Einstein
curve?
didn't debunk Newton. The gas pressure doesn't exist next to a container. All
Doesn't.
that shit. He's wrong about everything.
You can't.
I mean, you're saying that, but like you're not. Well, he didn't say perspective.
You're just
makes
saying
things
he's
curve.
wrong. You're not really, disproving that in any way, though.
No, I don't have to disprove it because you just research it, and that just proves that anyone can just look into what he's saying.
Because
you guys are lazy. You don't question anyone. You just blindly anyone who's a flat earther. You just blindly follow them, and you don't question them because you're part of a cult.
All right, so you wait. Give me a second. So you just called it we live in a scientific dictatorship. Those were your words.
Yeah, but it's not my idea. I got it
Okay,
from
so
Aldous
now,
Huxley.
Also, you're just going to quote somebody whose book you read.
Yeah.
What makes him right? What makes him right and Nathan wrong about something? What makes him right or anybody else wrong about what they're saying?
I think he's right.
You just read a book and, You think he's right?
He's right, and he is more qualified to speak on the subjects he speaks on than Nathan is. Nathan has no qualification to speak on anything he talks about. Nathan is just parroting John Stenja, a Christian fundamentalist who thinks he has no beliefs. It's just a freak show.
Okay, great. Okay, so
Flat Earth
P-Mars,
is a complete freak show.
Aren't you just P-Mars, calm down. Aren't you just parroting what August? Didn't you just repeat what he said in a book?
Yeah.
So aren't you parroting him the same way you think Nathan is parroting? Oh, so it's he said, she said. That's what we're back to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're back to it's one person's word versus another person's word. Because you're saying that Nathan's not qualified to talk about it. Okay, great. So you don't like who he quotes, but then you quote somebody and you just say, oh, I believe what he says because, for whatever reason, you believe him. Okay. So you believe him. We're questioning this quote-unquote scientific dictatorship, but you have a problem with that, and that makes us crazy. This is what I'm trying to understand from you, P-Mars.
You are crazy because you don't read or do any research, and you blindly follow YouTube propaganda.
Do you know how much I've read? I wouldn't begin to assume how much you've read because I don't know you. I haven't read books with you. You don't know how much I've read. You don't know what kind of research I've done.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk about a book one time.
I don't come on the internet to talk about what books I've read. That's not my shtick.
You just sit in a fucking hangout and you don't say anything.
Yeah, I'm saying something now, right? I'm asking you questions right now, right? Okay. Aren't I?
You're like
no.
Hangout.
Aren't I, P-Mars? Am I not asking? Am I?
Let's hold on.
Right now.
Chocolate. Let's address Okay, so P-Mars, you said perspective can't obscure things in the distance. And you said that that's a crazy thought that Nathan brings up. So on what authority are you saying that?
I said it can't cause obstruction.
No, it causes things to shrink.
It also can cause obstruction with the... but I'm asking, what are you basing that off of?
What?
How do you know perspective can't cause obstruction?
Because all perspective does is change the angular size of an object. And changing an angular size...
Based on what?
The distance from the observer.
Based on what? What are you basing that off of?
Common sense.
What I
okay,
observe?
So there is atmospheric conditions that takes place.
It's based off observations.
So we're observing things that are clearly obstructed by atmospheric distortion and perspective, right?
Please demonstrate an example of a plane flying and getting obstructed from the bottom up.
A plane flying and getting obstructed from the bottom up.
Because of perspective, yeah. Show me that.
I mean, I think we're not really talking about planes, so we're talking about things on
Perspective
the
doesn't
ground.
obstruct an object from the bottom up. It just changes the angular size of the object. That's all it does.
I don't see planes flying around in curves.
So Nathan just created a
I
fantasy
don't- I don't-
argument that you guys think is some
T-Mars.
basis in reality when it actually doesn't, because you are blind cult followers of a cult.
But we're not talking about
Nathan's
planes,
the
we're talking
alpha
about things
male,
on the
and
ground.
you're a bunch of beta male followers that can't do anything for yourself.
P-Mars,
Yeah, but that's what
talking to anyone
that's
about
one
being
way to
beta
see it.
is ridiculous.
Then the other way to see it is parroting whatever he say, and then some people go out and do observations. Grab a camera, get down and dirty, get wet, and do observations. That's the other side that you're not seeing.
Nah, to him you're wasting your time
your
because the Earth is
observations
a globe
prove
and
the Earth is a
it's
globe.
already been proven.
You
And he
observe
believes
the
in
Earth being a
scientific
globe, and then you
dictatorship.
say it's flat.
He's happy with his dictatorship. He doesn't want to question anything. Yet he's the biggest conspiracy theorist. I've read all these books. Oh
But I
my
give it to you.
God.
I could agree that
You
many
don't have
people
to
just parrot
be a
others. Yeah.
Conspiracy theorists, there's some facts.
I
You can
P Mars,
be-
look, I don't
there's
try
no
to
need
I don't
go
try
into
to come at
conspiracy
you in a
theory.
listen. I
You
don't
should
try
just
to
talk
come
about
at you
facts
in a
because you sound like a fucking nutcase to normal people. If you just would
you're so much
talk
better
about
than
things
everyone,
that
P-Mars.
are factual.
What is
you'd be-
normal?
You could be maybe
I was not normal way
Mars,
before I was a flat earther, bro. Trust and believe.
All you're doing is isolating yourself with a retarded notion that the Earth is flat. It's not based in reality.
I'm not
Everyone's
isolating
just gonna
myself at
laugh
all,
at you
actually.
like you're fucking retard. I don't know why you want to do that to yourself, but
You're-
you might fucking guess. I don't give a fuck.
Your whole argument is, look, the sky. That means the Earth is this. I mean, come on, dude. That's some sort of logical argument when you really
All of us,
think
we are
about it.
over. All of us, we are over 30 years
Are you
old.
kidding
so
me?
at
All
least
of
over
evidence,
20
all
years
evidence, and
in-
all observation backs up the sphere. They're unquestioned. No one has ever challenged it. And flat Earth has what? Water is
No
level.
one's ever
Give me a
challenged it.
fucking
Well,
break,
until now.
dude. You're insane.
Dude, first of all.
But wait a minute, didn't you flat earther? Like, I don't understand how you're
when I was a
coming.
flat
Why are you
earther,
trying to come
this is
down
my
on
argument.
it?
This was
okay,
my
so
argument.
why do you try to come down on it in the way that you do? I don't understand. These
What
are
do you
people just
mean?
asking questions.
I'm not trying to come down on it.
Of course you are.
I'm just saying
bro.
the
You're
truth.
saying
The
it's
truth is,
crazy. You're
it
nuts.
is.
Nuts. That's you. That's what you sound like right now. Like every time
Yeah.
somebody tries to have a fucking decent conversation with you, you want to flip out
Because
it's all
it's
crazy.
fine. It's fine to research
man.
it, but you guys, once you've researched it, you should figure out the Earth is a sphere. Like,
Okay,
how can
but
you
P-Mars,
fucking do
there's only
research
so
and then
much
think
you
it's
can get
flat?
out of
That
a
you gotta be
book.
insane.
P-Mars.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with
There's only
asking
so
questions,
much.
and I can understand
There's
why.
only so much.
I can understand why someone initially might think the Earth is flat because of YouTube propaganda videos that are not true. But when you look into what the videos claim, you can find out that the Earth is a sphere.
I mean,
It's not hard.
I think I don't think that's true though. I mean, the idea of level in general is like a pretty fucking good argument. The idea of water leveling, I mean, that's pretty basic physics, man.
That's not even an argument.
Yeah, it is, dude. Water,
How is that
like,
an
Not even an argument.
water doesn't conform to shapes, man. Like,
Oh,
it just
man.
doesn't.
Water is
We are-
shapeless and formless. So how can water be used to prove the shape of something? when
We
it
are
has
looking
to-
for the
Unless it's
missing
And
links
how can
and
that water
entertaining
stick to a
alternatives.
ball? Because of gravity, right?
Put water
We are
into a cup,
exploring the alternatives
it become the
of
cup.
the narrative that we knew. We're exploring the alternatives
Put water
and
into
exploring the optics and all this shit that is not written in books, but it's been evidenced time
No,
after
we
time in the
gotta
last
research
few
it.
years.
Everything we need to know is in a book. It's been written by somebody, and we just have to follow it because that's the scientific discipline.
Yeah,
We
trust.
just have to accept it and love it and treat it with hugs and warm kisses and all of that because we love our scientific fucking dictatorship. right, P-Mars?
Davey in the hangout. Okay,
Outta
sorry.
here.
Well, exactly. We got to trust all the information coming from the satellites and all that. We need to trust the government and, I mean, the satellite information, all that. I mean, obviously, we need to trust and have faith in our overlords.
It's okay. It's easy. It's easy to do that, but I don't. I go against the grain because I'm seeing things that don't add up. So that's why I'm here.
Cool,
I mean, look,
cool straw man arguments.
I
People
had a
who have
few
no
seconds
evidence the
of-
Earth is flat.
I had a few seconds of this is insane. Am I really going into this direction?
Yeah, me too.
You know, I was just like, nah, it's a ball. It's got to be a ball. I mean, I've seen the ball all my life. I
We
had a
understand.
globe. I had
We
the posters.
understand.
I had
We
all of
understand
that.
the Earth, the spherical Earth. We live 20 plus years with this spherical Earth down our throats and down our brain every single day, 24 hours, every single day of our lives. But the last few years, an alternative has been presented, and it's been evidenced that there are many missing links in the globe model, and
Something
the
always
optics
irked
don't
me.
add up.
It has nothing to do with